All right, we've done it, y'all. We made it through Stevie Nicks' entire discography from Belladonna, the song Belladonna, which is the first track on Belladonna, through She Loves Him Still, which is the final track on 24 Karat Gold, Songs from the Vault. But tonight we're going to do a special episode where we kind of talk about the odds and ends. I have a couple of my Patreon subscribers here, so thank you all very much. Y'all hold me accountable, and I have to keep doing this. And we have had some really good times on the Stevie Nicks podcast. There were some wild episodes. We laughed, we cried, we kind of got mad at each other sometimes. Some of my favorite discussions were the ones we did. Especially, I really loved the Trouble in Shangri-La one. I think was one of my favorites. And then Street Angel was a good time. We just had some good times. So tonight we're going to talk about the compilations, the live albums, some odds and ends. And I think everyone knows you guys because you're the regulars, but does everyone want to do an introduction of themselves?
Okay.
Alicia, why don't you start? As they call you my Waddy Wachtel, my son. Alicia, the most fan mail of all the Phonogenics. Although someone emailed me, Nathan, and said that some guy thought you were hot and wanted your information, and I did not pass it on because I'm like, he's all mine, bitches. Don't even try that.
Good to know.
Are you waiting for me?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, I'm Alicia. I'm from the Carolinas. I've been a Stevie fan since '07. I've seen her 3 times, twice on the 24 Karat, once on In Your Dreams. I have really enjoyed going through this because for me, I was picking up the albums just all in different order and kind of going through with this podcast, kind of put some of these songs in perspective. And I have enjoyed hearing everybody's stories and everything and knowledge. So I have really very much enjoyed this. So thank you. Thank you so much, Jeremy.
You never missed an episode. You were on every single one, right?
Yes.
How cool. And just so all the my 2 viewers know, actually, we have a lot of viewers. Who are we fooling? We will be back next year with this panel to start doing some Fleetwood Mac albums here and there once the holidays pass. So you haven't seen the last of this crew, that's for sure. All right. Well, next in my box is Jim.
Yes, I'm from Sweetwater, Tennessee. I consider myself in the Stevie realm, pre-1983 when she was a voice on the radio and I didn't know her name. I knew the voice, I knew the songs, and then MTV 1983, and then I saw this woman that it was crazy. It's like, wow, that's Fleetwood Mac, and that's Stevie Nicks, and I did a lot of catching up backwards and going forward. So it was like a pre-1983 period for me. And it was since, just a big fan and just love her work. And I wonder if Stevie watches this stuff. She's all hunkered down in COVID.
I hope not.
I hope not.
Oh.
We're gonna do some editing. We'll do some editing first.
Jim, you jumped on during the Wild Heart. Is that where you came? Okay. All right. Next in my screen, I have Nathan.
Hey, everybody. This is Nathan from Portland. Glad to be back. I'm going to miss this until we resume again next year. But thank you for putting all the work in and stuff to make it happen. It's been a lot of fun hangs.
And when did you jump on? Was it Rock a Little?
Me?
Yeah.
Wild Heart.
Wild Heart?
Did you ask me? Is there a question pending for me?
Yeah. What album did you jump on the podcast?
Oh, Wild Heart. Yeah.
Wild Heart.
First one. Yeah.
All right. Next time my screen is rolling.
I'm rolling from Canada. I've been a fan since 1982 when the Leather and Lace single came out. So I really got into her then, and I bought all the records, And I've seen her 29 times since my first one being the 1987 tour, and the last being the 24 Karat Gold tour in Seattle. So, yeah, I've been a big, long-time fan, and I'm looking forward to doing her odds and ends tonight.
And Roland, when did you jump on? Was it also Wild Heart?
No, when the Leather and Lace single came out.
No, but
so that was around 88, early 82, late 81, maybe.
When did you jump on the podcast? Which album?
The podcast? Oh, this podcast. The Wild Heart one.
Okay. And Jim, were you going to say something?
No.
Okay. And last but not least, our friend Steven. Steven, when did you jump on with us?
Other Side of the Mirror?
Other Side of the Mirror?
Yeah. Had a rocky entry there. Kind of fumbled into it. Yeah. Oh, I don't like this introduction part. I've been a fan forever. I love Stevie. That's it for me.
All right.
All right. On with the show.
Well, it was 1991, I believe. 1991. And is that when Time Space came out in 1991?
Yes.
The review in Rolling Stone said, these days, Stevie Nicks is actually sounding more like John Bon Jovi than Stevie Nicks, the way she sings.
Wonder why.
And the record, at that time, Stevie Nicks was not cool to like at all. She was not looked at as a legend. In the early 90s, all the 80s singers and 70s singers were kind of looked at as washed-up has-beens. And not just Stevie, but Hart, even Pat Benatar. I just saw Pat Benatar in concert last week, and I was just remembering how rocky the early 90s were for her. She tried to do some more alternative stuff, and it didn't catch on.
Now, she's Pat's not in the Hall of Fame, right?
I don't think so. She needs to be, though.
I think she wants to bring her husband in with her.
Neil?
Geraldo?
Yeah.
I think that's part of her, to have them as a couple in the Hall of Fame, which is, she's definitely, absolutely should be in.
I want to go through and do Pat Benatar's albums. I love all her albums. Well, through the 90s, and it kind of got a little spotty.
Yeah.
But, so the record label thought the solution to making Stevie Nicks relevant again, because that was before Nirvana came along. These were the metal years when Lita Ford had a huge hit with "Kiss Me Deadly." Poison was huge. Skid Row, Bon Jovi. So the record label had the bright idea of having these metal guys write a couple songs for Stevie Nicks that would be the new tracks on her Time Space compilation. So you have Edge of 17, Leather and Lace, Stand Back, next to these songs written by John Bon Jovi and Bret Michaels. So the first song that opens the compilation is a song written by Mr. John Bon Jovi that's called Sometimes It's a Bitch. And Stevie was upset that, she had to say the word bitch because she didn't like to say it. But then she realized that he was telling her story in the song. And little side note, I did a parody band where we made a whole tape talking shit about people in the Buffalo scene. And we sampled the first 5 seconds of Sometimes It's a Bitch and made this gothic song out of it. So somewhere on a cassette is that little nugget of artistry. So how do you guys feel about Sometimes It's a Bitch?
I think it's an okay song. I think it would have done better chart-wise had John Bon Jovi himself done it instead of Stevie Nicks, as he was more popular than she was. And the thing about this album is it's there's a sad feeling about it because she was so high up in 1981 with Belladonna, and then 10 years exactly later with this record, her career was slipping, her personal life wasn't great, and she was basically forced to do the song which she didn't like. So I think that feeling carried over into what I perceived the album to be like. It's stuff. She's doing songs that she could have done songs of her own, but she was forced to do songs by other people, which is unfortunate.
And what a blow to the ego. You're one of the best songwriters of all time. I mean, I consider Stevie Nicks one of the best songwriters of all time.
Yeah, but I think she, honestly, she was dried up at that time. I mean, what did she have? A paper doll? That's it around this time, and Desert Angel, which we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll talk about Desert Angel.
Yeah. And the tour was unusual because I saw this tour in Toronto, and the tour came out actually before the record came out. So by the time the record came out in fall, she didn't have a record to tour with because she already toured in the summer. So, that kind of was lost opportunity there. So
how was she on the tour? Was she spaced out?
From what I remember, it was so long ago in Toronto. She played If Anyone Falls, so I was happy about that, and she didn't stop dragging my heart around. And she was more lively than she was for others than the other side of the mirror, so that was a plus. Yeah.
The thing I like about the time space is in the CD booklet, she goes into the stories about the songs for the first time ever. Because that time, this was pre-internet, so you really didn't know what the hell these songs were about. And I found the booklet and I spent a lot of time with it. I was very informative. I was very drawn in, but it's true that a greatest hits compilation is sometimes like the nail in the coffin for someone's career. Yeah. Like they put out the greatest hits when people are done for.
Yeah.
So any other thoughts on Sometimes It's a Bitch? I mean, it certainly was no huge turning point in her recorded catalog. Jim, I saw your hand.
Yes. It was written, she didn't write it, and she doesn't seem to be into it totally. When Stevie's into something, and it doesn't fit her legacy or catharsis or, but it's sung well, it's performed well. She just crossed all the I's and T's vocally, and she it wasn't totally what she is, but vocally and performance wise, she pretty much nailed it as what it was.
I kind of feel it's so bad that it's great. Like it's so bad, but it's so good. And this was like the era when she started saying pleasure, treasure. Nathan, I saw your hand was up.
I think it's a great song. And I've always really liked it. It's one of the first ones that I ever got of hers that I ever heard. And that opening section of it with the whatever that sound is, muted, some kind of a muted guitar maneuver. That all sounds really cool, and the way those first couple of chords just really ring out and sound great, I think. And Jim, I just would disagree a little bit, because to me it sounds like she really is into it. You're right, when she's into it and when she's not. And on the album version, when the chorus comes along, it really sounds like she's into it. So I like it. I wish they would do it in concert, just with the piano. Instead of I think that'd be a really cool song just on the piano and really hammering those chorus chords. And the last point I'll make about it is, or thing I'll point out about it, would just be that I do think it would have been better if it were a John Bon Jovi only song. I think it would just be a better song if some of those lyrics weren't just still. Then the one I have a problem with that I think is a little clunky is sometimes it's roses and sometimes it's weed.
Me too.
There's something I don't like about that, and there's a lot of different things that rhyme with weeds that aren't that word that you could, you can complete the lyric however you want. But that's what I think.
Sometimes it's
roses turn into weeds when they die, right?
She could have done. Sometimes it's a cough. Sometimes it's a sneeze. Sometimes it's a wheeze. Well, Alicia.
I have a friend that loves this song, that quotes it all the time. Personally, for me, when I heard it, it was surprising just because it doesn't really fit her catalog. It's more rock, and she doesn't do all the cussing, even though probably personally she cusses like a sailor. But it's a really good song. It's a very honest song. It's kind of that, once I've heard the lyrics, it's really hard not to have them kind of come back in my mind. Sometimes you're up in the sky, sometimes you're down on the floor. I mean, it's They
Oops,
haven't
Mark.
left me too terribly. So I don't know what to say. I mean, and I think she sung it very well. So, I mean, it's odd in her catalog, but all in all, I think it's a pretty good song.
Has she ever done it live?
No.
Probably
No.
not. No.
No.
That's probably.
I would love if she did. I would just think it was awesome.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Right
I
into
was gonna
maybe
ask
level
you guys
changer.
that.
Well, I mean, he did kind of write about her world. I mean, you can't say he didn't. So
It's interesting. You think of all the people that wrote songs about Stevie's world, like Sheryl Crow did with "It's Only Love." There's others. I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on "Sometimes It's a Bitch, Sometimes It's a Breeze"? All right. So the next new track on this one, we're going to bring in Bret Michaels into the conversation equation. Part of that benefit we just did in Tampa Thanksgiving, my friend's band Navin Avenue dressed up as Poison. And I was thinking how Bret Michaels wrote a song for Stevie called, I have the little, here's the Sometimes It's a Bitch CD single. Here's the Love's a Hard Game to Play promo single that has the edit remix. And then here's the Japanese Hard Game to Play single. So that's my little collection there. What do you guys think of Love's a Hard Game to Play, the song Bret Michaels wrote for Stevie?
I think Sometimes As a Bitch is a better, stronger song. This one's nice. It's okay. And oddly enough, she liked the song a lot. She liked Bret Michaels. She connected with him, though she did not connect with John Bon Jovi or his song, interestingly enough. And she did this live on Arsenio Hall.
Really? How was it?
Play that today.
It's on YouTube.
It's
Yeah.
Yes, she has straight hair, which is unusual for the time because she had the big curly hair for a while. Then suddenly she had long straight hair, which was a big surprise when I saw it back then.
She's having it ever since, right?
Yes, that's true. Yes, the same.
nice.
Yeah.
So the Stevie we know today can all be traced back to the Arsenio performance of Love's a Hard Game to Play.
I think so.
Don't forget the crimped hair from the Street Angel tour. We'll just forget about that.
And she had great big bangs on Arsenio Hall too, big 90s chick bangs.
Oh, nice.
Just incredible on that. I really like the song too. I think the song is, 8 or 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoy it.
It grew on me. I just kind of enjoy Stevie Nicks being recast as like a heavy metal Lita Ford. Why not?
Totally, dude.
Give it to us. Why not? I wish you would have done a video that was totally like in that genre, because all we got was like that shitty compilation video of Sometimes It's a Bitch of like old clips. Like,
Yeah.
we needed like the smoke machines and the rainstorms, like Hearts. All I want to do is make love to you.
Yeah.
It's the same era, right?
Yeah. Although that was a big hit, oddly enough.
Yeah, they were
That
still
song.
cranking out the hits. They had a little bit longer of a shelf life.
Yeah.
All right. Any other thoughts on Love's a Hard Game to Play, Jim?
Yes, I think for me. I listened to it today. It's kind of held up pretty well. I got a little Poison story. We were working on a remodel of my dad's house for an addition, and this kid was working. We brought a carpenter in, and he hired a kid come in, and he liked Poison, and I thought they were kind of trash, and he would play Poison, and he told me, give it a chance. He put it in, and I gave it a good, hard, honest listen. And hey, these guys ain't bad, they ain't bad. So I kind of connected, like, okay, Stevie's got Bret Michaels of Poison in, and said, well, this might be interesting, and it turned out to be a pretty good song.
Okay.
It was of that time. It should have been like the lead single instead of Sometimes It's a Bitch. It probably might have connected more if it had a good video, and you might have done a little charting, because none of this stuff charted.
I kind of feel like no matter what Stevie Nicks did, there was no way she could win during this era.
Yeah.
Like no matter who they put in or what songs she recorded. Didn't she record a version of Listen to the Rain for Time Space that was left off? You can hear
I think there are demos floating around. Yeah.
Yeah, you can find it on YouTube, the Time Space version.
You know,
Her hit singles sounded great. They did some remixing. What's his name? Chris Lord.
Chris Lord, Algie.
Didn't he remix some of the songs for the time space? There was the time space mixes, so that was cool. That was around the time we also had Madonna's Immaculate Collection with some great Q Sound remixes. So
don't you love his remixes on Time Space?
Yeah, I think they're great.
I think those are the definitive versions of those songs for me. Like Stand Back.
Yeah.
Sounds wonderful on there.
This was also the first Stevie Nicks album I got on CD, I think. So I remember just driving in my car, kind of rediscovering her catalog, because I hadn't listened to her, because I skipped Another Side of the Mirror. And, you know, the last solo album before that was Rock Little. So I really didn't listen to too much Stevie Nicks between 85 and 91. So this was a great time to get reacquainted. So if the rest of the world, maybe she wasn't hitting the top 10, I remember some of my friends also bought this. Like, it was a good opportunity to, you know, get back into her. But at the time, she really was looked at as like an oldies act, not someone that would be relevant or current ever again. Oh, I gotta get this greatest hits album for these songs I loved in '83.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a good time for her. I mean, you look at Behind the Mask just the year before. I mean, she had no hit singles from that, and neither did the band really.
Yeah.
So she was, you know.
Now I skipped that album too, and only a couple of years ago did I rediscover it and actually fall in love with it. I loved it. And I was surprised because at the time I thought it was trash. But that's another Phonogenics for another day. All right, so Stevie Nicks did manage to sneak on one of her original compositions onto this album, and in doing so, she kind of showed that maybe it was a good idea to have John Bon Jovi and Bret Michaels. As well-intentioned as Desert Angel is, it was written atop a Mike Campbell instrumental, and time space fades out with Stevie Nicks screaming, "Operation Desert Storm!" Operation Desert Shield! So
badass, dude. It's BA.
And I remember a time like in '96, there was like a year when all I did was listen to Stevie Nicks. That was the only person I listened to. I was very depressed. It was just me and Stevie. And I just really connected with Desert Angel for there's just one little era when I just played it over, and I don't remember why or how that happened, because that did not last beyond that little era. Does anyone have any? We have the picture of Stevie with the American flag inside the booklet, right there. So any thoughts on Desert Angel? Nathan, do you give it a 9 out of 10?
Oh no, that'd be a little generous even for me. It's there's a lot of really good things in it, but there's something about the music in it that I think detracts from the overall work. I like it. Desert Angel, cool song. I like that she is proud to be an American, and I appreciate that part of it too. You don't usually get that with other artists,
right?
That aren't political. That used to be one of the things about her, because and I think that's part of the reason she's so successful is because she's never been political. And I've said this before, it brings everybody together, you know, country folks and hippie type folks. And I mean, there's something for everybody under the Fleetwood Mac umbrella. So this song is part of that.
You know, and of course I don't want to get into politics, but I remember like a year ago when everything was kind of crazy in the world, I said, you know, it's okay to love America and not agree with everything. Like, I love this country, because a lot of people get mad. I'm going to Canada. Not me. I'm invested in this country. That doesn't mean I have to agree with a lot of things. So that's why I did love Stevie Nicks aligning with that, and her, you know, the trip she takes to Walter Reed with the injured soldiers and stuff. All right, who else wants to jump in about Operation Desert Angel? Roland?
This is my favorite of the 3 new songs. It's a good song. I like it. It's I think it's one of the stronger songs from this period when she was in a lull and she wasn't writing strong material. This is one of the stronger, better songs from the late 90s until her renaissance with Twisted and the dance.
Right.
Yeah.
Who knew what was coming just in a few years?
I know. I didn't expect it. I thought she was really washed up, and I thought, oh my god, she's never gonna come back this strongly like that with Twisted.
You know what album we need to start with when we do Fleetwood Mac? Let's start with The Dance, because that was such a big turning point. I know it's a live album, but that was, for me as a Stevie fan, such a huge moment. I remember like everything unfolding, like seeing the TV commercial and being like, oh, Stevie's back? What?
Yeah.
Like I counted her out for good, and then there she was.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she looked amazing. She kind of almost looked like the way she did back in 77, 78, almost. She lost the weight and she just was reborn.
She was reinvested. I think it was the most important thing.
As good as
she looked like a new, fresh person.
Come on the tangent.
Any other thoughts on Desert Angel, Jim?
Yeah, I think it's a very important song. It fits in with all the Walter Reed and Soldier's Angel, that thing, and she's consistent of supporting the veterans. And I read in this, she wrote something on every song here in this CD, and she wrote about Desert. There was an organization called Desert Angels or something, and they would send stuff to the troops, and I forgot what they did, but the troops loved it. So I mean, there was a connection there, and she would send the iPods and everything.
Oh,
That was a terrific gesture without being any fanfare, just being because that's a hard job being a soldier, and it's a very important song. I think musically at the first it's kind of a slow, funny start. It did, what's this gonna, and it builds pretty well. The lyrics a bit clunky, like a mountain, like a big beast. I mean, okay, it's not the best written thing she's done, but the sentiment is pretty good.
I do love the. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Roland. Go ahead.
I do love the line, well, look up, it's a shooting star, but it's black as night, no stars. I think that's very
nice.
Something broke the stars into pieces. That's very nicely put.
Yeah, that's a good line.
Now, Stevie, if you're watching this, we're just joking around, but I bet on that iPod, it's like a playlist like Desert Angel, Soldier's Angel. It's all her songs. Alicia, what do you think of Desert Angel?
Well, I remember when I first picked it. Well, I think it's on Enchanted. When I got Enchanted, this was a song that got kind of played for several weeks. I did like it when I first heard it. I think it's a good song, but I don't think it's one of her best. I wouldn't put it in the top tier, but I wouldn't put it in the bottom of the barrel either. It's a good story. She's writing a story. Could it be better? Yes. But, the line that Roland was saying just a minute ago, that's a great line. And she has a couple others there. So, I mean, it's okay, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's probably out of the three, I really did like this one more than Sometimes It's a Bitch. So, but yeah.
See, I like the other two because they have some really good hooks. I feel like Desert Angel's missing a hook and a melody a little bit. And
that's probably where Sometimes a Bitch gets stuck in my brain.
Yeah.
That has that. But Desert Angel with the patriotism and kind of the storytelling does a little bit better, I guess, and staying.
Look at her.
I know, it's so weird, isn't it?
It's so weird. And this is a wig, right? Isn't she wearing a wig here?
I would guess so. Which made me ask, why did she start doing this? I mean, I get that she's going for the mystical thing, but it was just, I don't know. I guess I'm so used to seeing all the darker album covers that this
Right.
was just kind of a it's kind of a shock in a way, if that makes any sense. She kind of does I don't know. Why didn't you just do an old picture or something?
Was
It's
this
kind
ever?
of unimaginative.
Yeah. Was it ever
You know,
released
just like-
vinyl or CD only?
Hmm?
Was it ever? It was never released on vinyl, was it?
I don't think so. They were phasing on vinyl by that point.
So there's no
Does
way to
anybody?
get Desert Angel on vinyl, is what you're trying to tell me.
There's a Randy Jackson listed as a bass player for Sometimes as a Bitch. I'm wondering if it's the same Randy Jackson on American Idol because he's
Yeah.
a bass player.
It sure
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Oh wow! Hey,
For him.
I bet that was fun in the studio.
He played bass on Madonna's White Heat as well, just so you guys know.
White Heat.
Go Randy.
Wasn't he in Journey as well?
And so
Was he Journey?
Did he do bass like towards the end there? I thought maybe.
He probably did. He was a session musician, so I think he got around.
Okay.
All right, so time space. Let's go. Oh, Nathan, go ahead.
Oh, I just have one comment about it, or a question for the group about the album before you move on to the next one. Is this an appropriate time? Or
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I always think it's worth pointing out that I don't really know what it's called. Is it time space or time space?
Oh,
Right? Why is that? What, Stephen? That's not
Okay.
So, question. I like to think it's time space because that's more sort of retrospective than the other way around. You know what I'm talking about? Can I get an amen?
I never thought of it that way, but that's an interesting point.
Thank you.
Good work.
And if you look at the way it's put, the typeface of it,
it's just some type of that's some font, by the way, right there.
Time space.
it's awesome. Do you guys
That
listen
font
to
looks
new
like
songs
something on
from
the
this
Prince
very
album.
much?
Hmm?
Do you guys listen to the 3 new songs from this album very much when you're going through your Stevie catalog?
I listen to Sometimes It's a Bitch sometimes. That's about it.
That-
I
that's probably
loved
the one
them
that
when
gets
this album
the most
was new, but they've kind of just faded out of the picture at this point. For me, I was wondering how you guys felt about them.
Yeah, I don't think they had much of a shelf life beyond this little pocket of.
Years I picked these up. Good
All right,
piece.
so for the new Stevie fans that are watching this, let's go around the circle. Do we feel time space is essential or not essential for the Stevie fan?
Essential.
I'm gonna go essential. I think it's
Yeah, it's a greatest hits. Yeah. If you don't want to buy the other albums, buy this.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good start for a fan.
and I actually think it's a big part of her
Buy
story.
this
too.
greatest hits. Or buy this greatest hits.
See, I feel like some of the later greatest hits, even though they had more songs, weren't as much of a part of her story as this one was. Like with the record label and them forcing her to sing these metal songs, like I just think that this is a big part of her story. So I dub times pace essential.
Yeah.
you can get it on CD. Sorry. I didn't want to miss this one. If you can get it on CD, then that should be a no-brainer because of all the liner notes that comes with it.
Yeah.
Those are so fun to. I mean, it's kind of like reading a trashy romance novel a little bit. The way that
And
they're
maybe her
written, all
best-
melodramatic and
Her best liner notes, right, Nathan?
oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Everything else is much more VH1. These are really kind of romantic, aren't they?
Have you guys noticed how consistent time space is, though, with all the mixing across the board? Like they
Yeah.
all blend together. And her other collections that come out after that, it's all over the place.
And there are 3 CDs and 2 CDs, and people just want 1 CD. That's all they really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Any more than that. And it can be big drink of water.
And I even feel like the track list was, she only had one song from Other Side of the Mirror, Rooms on Fire. She wasn't trying to throw in a Fleetwood Mac song as a live version or a B-side. Although she wanted to have Silver Springs on Time Space, and Mick Fleetwood wouldn't let her, and that's why Fleetwood Mac broke up in 90.
Oh yeah.
Fun,
Oh yeah.
correct?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
You know what?
She
I
had a
don't
whole lot
think
of trouble on there.
that
Whole lot
was,
of trouble. That's 2, right?
What's
On the other
that?
side.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. You're right.
It's all good.
Thanks for correcting me. Silver Springs would not have fit on this album at all. That not being on here was the right thing to do.
Especially with her old voice, so to speak.
Yeah. Jim, did you have something?
Yes, I would have settled for maybe Enchanted or After the Glitter Fades thrown in there. Just this is actually my wife's. She bought this before she knew me. This is hers. It's the first one I come across. I bought it on cassette. That's pretty low.
Cassette.
I bought it on cassette. A big Stevie Nicks fan. I said, okay, well, it's a greatest hits. Some new stuff to kind of go through and toss it in the pile, kind of thing. And that's what it was. These songs I think they stood against the test of time somewhat.
And I honestly give it 10 out of 10. I think for a greatest hits album,
Okay.
even with the John Bon Jovi shit, I'll take it. All right. Well, after Time Space, Stevie Nicks disappeared for a couple years. She came back with Street Angel, which was, that was one really for the fans. You had to really be a Stevie fan to go along for that ride. Then the next thing you heard was a song from Boys on the Side that Sheryl Crow wrote, right? Somebody Stand By Me.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have another song. Then we had, excuse me, Twisted from the Twister soundtrack. She was back with Lindsey Buckingham, and then The Dance happened, which brought Fleetwood Mac back into the pop culture conversation. They were everywhere. Literally overnight, Stevie Nicks went from has-been to legend. Just literally overnight with VH1 showing that special. Does anybody disagree?
That was the turning point. That was the. I mean, they hit it out of the park. When I rewatched that, The Dance, everybody was a little bit nervous. There's a little bit of not a nervous tension or against the other people. There was a nervous to themselves. There's a bit of nervous. Don't make a mistake. Stevie let it loose there on Silver Springs, of course.
Right.
But there was a bit of nervous, a little, trepidation or I don't know what
trepidation.
Yeah. It was just, there was a lot riding on. I think there was a lot of money, a lot of big old contract, and if they messed this up.
Jim.
He'll be back with us, but as Jim was saying, there was a lot riding on The Dance, and Stevie Nicks was back into the public conversation. So what did she do next after the Fleetwood Mac dance tour finished?
Capitalized.
Oh, you're back with us?
I said she capitalized.
Oh, she capitalized, yes. The Enchanted box set. So when I found out Stevie Nicks was coming out with a box set, I was really excited to see what she was going to come out with. And honestly, I remember getting my hands on it, and it was literally like a treasure trove. Like, you had all these soundtrack songs, these B-sides, kind of a hint that she was going to start doing some new material again that was promising. So to me, Enchanted really did successfully continue the excitement that The Dance started. How does everyone else feel about going into the Enchanted era? Did you have the same excitement?
Beautiful packaging.
Yes.
Yeah, the booklet. She had some song lyrics in there from songs I didn't know that years later we'd find out what they were. My book fell out of the thing.
Mine has the same issue.
Speaking of time space, there's some the time space pictures.
Just incredible. Right about that.
What's up with that? Look at that wig there. Was that Street Angel there? Woo.
So that was the filming of a music video, right?
Oh, right. This was a newer picture that was taken for this, wasn't it? for the Reconsider Me single cover.
And that date.
That looks rock a little to me.
Oh, you think it's rock?
Little, doesn't it? Yeah.
Okay.
My guess. I don't know for sure.
The liner notes were great. There's Operation Desert Storm is back again with a full page layout. I'm so getting sucked into this booklet. I love the what is this other side of the mirror with the checkerboard?
I think it's Edge of 17.
Oh, Edge of 17.
Has anyone noticed they did not put Maybe Love Will Change Your Mind for the singles page?
I didn't notice that at the time. That's bullshit.
There's blue denim, but no Love Will Change Your Mind.
I like that blue denim's represented as a single too. I'm looking for that Operation Desert Storm page. Where is that?
Towards the back.
Towards the back. I like the picture of Stevie and the girls from the Street Angel era.
Oh yeah. Mick's wife.
Yeah, Sarah Fleetwood.
Very porno. Like those pictures of her in the Wild Heart where they're all just on the bed.
Oh, here we go.
Dreamily at you. Very porno.
I feel like that picture of Stevie there looking over her shoulder is very Street Angel back cover.
It's very porno too. I don't know. It's the only adjective I can come up with right now.
All right, so there were 3 CDs on the Enchanted box set.
Oh God.
Side 1 opened with Enchanted, which it was cool because until this point, Enchanted was just kind of an album track. And this is where it started really becoming like a more important song in her legacy. She always did it in her concerts moving forward. I thought it was a great opening track.
Mm-hmm.
Nice
to have Garbo.
Yeah, so we have 2 B-sides on here that we'll discuss that were never on CD before. First is Garbo, which was the B-side to Stand Back, correct?
Yeah. Yes.
What'd you all think of Garbo?
Love it. Should have been on a record.
Top 10 for me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is Jim coming in under his wife's. Yeah, there.
Should have dropped that boring Gaden Garden, put Garbo on.
Yeah, I think Garbo is a really pretty song. It's interesting that she has a song Greta and a song Garbo. So.
I think I misunderstood what you said, Roland, but.
Welcome back, Jim. We're into Enchanted Disc 1. And then the highlight of Disc 1, one more big time rock and roll star with its legendary bridge, Undercover. Music Lover.
I love that bridge.
And then there's like this weird harmony, like Undercover. How many people here blasted that in the car singing along to Undercover Music Lover on top of their lungs?
I love it. I love that vocal.
And then and the bridge is like, yeah, oh yeah. Undercover Music Lover, and not lover like me. There are candles, there are crystals.
That was
Yes.
Fantasy. That song is. That was like signifying what was going to be coming up with Sometimes the Bitch. Like John Bon Jovi could have sang one more big time rock and roll stuff. Was that the B-side to Talk to Me? Or
yeah.
I can't. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, anyone have any? I've been talking a lot, but one more big time rock and roll star is one of my favorite campy Stevie moments because she can make these beautiful, like first class songwriting songs like Beautiful Child, Storms, Landslide, Rhiannon. Like that's some of the best songwriting that's ever been done. But then she can do like a whole lot of trouble or a one more big time rock and roll star or a Live at Red Rocks. And
yeah, but it was that era. Yeah.
I'm saving myself up for the Red Rocks.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of these songs? I'm going to shut up for a minute.
Love Garbo, one time big rock and roll star, not that much. But I like the line when it rains it pours when there's no one at the door. That's nice.
Do when it rains it pours.
Guitar is pretty cool on there. or whatever that is. I think it's a slide guitar, right?
You know that's Waddy. It is in full of fucking effect right there.
Oh, look, Joe Walsh on guitar. The
Oh,
boyfriend.
Joe Walsh!
Yeah.
Oh,
the song
shit.
about him. The song about him, probably.
One more, just what I need.
Oh, Marilyn Martin's on this song too,
Oh my goodness.
from the 24 Karat Gold Tour, and the lady who did that song with Phil Collins.
And she did Sorcerer from
Oh yeah, Sorcerer. Yeah, yeah.
Sorcerer.
Deja vu.
Alicia, do you have any thoughts on one more big time rock and roll star?
Just what we need.
Sorry. That was a good play. I liked One More Time, Big Rock and Roll Star. It's one of her more campy songs. I agree with you, Jeremy. But it fits with this. I enjoyed Enchanted. This was one of the first things I got, and I remember playing all three of these over and over and over and over again. This is what really kind of introduced me to her catalog. And then I kind of picked up all the loose ends. So I think all three of them are really good and paced. But yes, she does know how to sell this One Big Time Rock and Roll Star song.
She sold it in that, didn't she? She sold that one.
She was
Well,
definitely
it may
feeling
not be as good as Rhiannon and Beautiful Child. I mean, she really did make you believe it.
What do you think her hair looked like in the vocal booth when she was cutting those vocals? Like I just see like it's all like disheveled.
Yeah.
She's got out of the bathroom. She's got out of the bathroom taking a Polaroid of herself.
Yeah. like here.
Yeah, that's it. That's right. That was taken right before she cut the vocal for Big Time Rock. Jim, do you have any thoughts on this B-side? Oh, you're on mute, friend. You're still on mute.
Okay,
There you are.
there I am again. Okay, I went to my phone on cellular data. I hope I'm good for the rest of the show. I think it's a little bit a self-parody. I mean, it's kind of like, they when reviews come out of bands and they're going down in their career, and I've heard this said about the Rolling Stones a few times, like, well, this is just self-parody. They're not advancing as an artist. They're just kind of retreading through their, what you expect from them. But a true artist keeps advancing and keeps evolving. And this is one of those points where, I mean, I'm going to be a little bit hard on her. And it's a bit of a self-parody.
There were candles and crystals, though. That's
well,
that is self-parody.
It's kind of like what do you expect from her? It was just recycling lines and stuff like that, but someone mentioned Joe Walsh is on that, and I'm kind of like, I'm listening in my head at the guitar licks. Hey, that's Joe, because I don't know if I ever acknowledged that Joe was played on this. So, I mean, it has that essence of Joe Walsh, that, the hard rock or
Life's been good.
His style through the James Gang and the Eagles. And I mean, he puts a lick. So, I mean, Joe came in and add a little text, his Rocky Mountain way, Funk 49 to it.
Gave it the Rocky Mountain treatment.
You know what I like in the song where she's like, "Say I'm not, but the work gets harder."
What does that mean exactly?
I really don't know.
Oh, well,
The world gets harder.
I think she probably cut that the same week she did the Mabel Normand demo.
I thought it was the work.
Oh, the work gets harder.
It's the world gets harder, right?
No, the work.
Like, harder to be in. That's what I don't know for sure, but that's what I thought it was.
Are the lyrics in here? No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
I thought it was the work. The work gets harder.
Roland's on it.
Yeah, don't make me get my readers rolling. I don't feel like getting up. All right, I need to get my glasses. Keep talking, y'all.
Borrow mine.
This one.
All right, have we come to a consensus?
Not yet.
On
Not
what?
yet.
The work gets
The
harder.
work gets one more big time rock and roll star. No, because of the work. The work just gets harder. Work.
Yeah, the work.
WORK.
Oh wow.
The work gets harder when you're producing Sister Honey in
Okay.
Imperial Hotel.
No, I mean, I get that line. I mean, it's like she's all in anytime when Stevie goes and does an effort, she's all in, even if it flops. And I get that. And she just all in all the time. So I get what she's saying there.
All right, so one more thing to touch on disc 1 of Enchanted is by accident, Stevie Nicks sent in the wrong mixes from Street Angel. And by accident, she sent in the early mixes that were produced by, what's his name? Glenn Johns?
Glenn Johns?
John Glenn's.
John Glenn's? I don't know.
John Glenn's.
Whoever it was that she
Glenn
had
Johns.
falling
Glenn
out.
Johns. Glenn Johns. Glenn
Yeah.
Johns.
Glenn Johns.
Okay.
So you have a more stripped down version of Blue Denim here, which I actually liked the Enchanted mix. I think it's a nice. Did anyone else notice that it was a different mix?
Yeah. I like them because it's nice to have
Okay.
something different.
Yeah.
I thought that's why they did it, to sell the package more. Here's alternate versions of this album I didn't really like. That's why I thought she did it. It was a mistake, though.
Yeah, I read it was a mistake.
Wow. How many
I
songs?
know on the
were,
B side of that.
Mirror Mirror was a mistake too. They sent the
Yeah, that's one. She did it twice.
Yeah, they made a couple what a hot mess the whole era was.
Yeah, that's
A lot of
embarrassing.
mistakes there. A lot of typos in that.
I do feel the Street Angel mixes here though are pretty fresh. I don't know, they fit better than the album versions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What song are we on again?
Just Blue Denim, how she sent in the wrong mix. It doesn't have the Waddy Wachtel like right? Was it missing the
Oh yeah, it has that little percussion, little the organ at the intro.
Yeah, it's a little more stripped down.
It's longer,
stripped down.
not as
Yeah.
tight. I think.
Yeah. Maybe it does have the Waddy part, but I know it's a little bit more stripped down. I love
Yeah.
that disc 1 ends with Belladonna. I think that's a great way to end disc 1.
Okay.
All right, so disc 2 opens with a live version of Edge of 17 from the HBO White Winged Dove concert, which we all love that concert, right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
We should have a show on it.
Yeah, we can do that someday. We have Street Angel in its wrong
Or
mix.
this one.
So we have Street Angel without the at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's what makes this one so nice.
I know. Isn't this one a little bit better? I actually like this version.
Yes.
We have the extended rock mix of I Can't Wait, which there's some great ad libs on there.
Yeah.
That ending stuff. Yeah, I heard that on the radio once.
Boy, she really didn't like Maybe Love Will Change Your Mind. It's not even on this set.
I know, and I love that song too. We
She
have
has Blue Denim.
Blue Denim. We have a stripped down version of Rose Garden, which was the wrong mix, but I do like this one.
Just,
I love that she put "Ooh My Love" on here because I feel that's such a great song that
That's a great song. Yeah.
needed another.
Mhm.
A whole lot of trouble. I think we're stuck with it, whether we love it or not. So and then it ends with "Has anyone ever written anything for you?" So that was disc 2. Disc 3 is when we get into the juicy stuff.
Yay! Love this string.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about disc 3 for a few minutes. I feel like.
that's
this-
why I bought it.
Yeah, disc 3
That's why I
was
bought it.
outtakes, demos, and soundtrack songs. And I played disc 3 as much as any Stevie Nicks album. I don't know about y'all.
Oh yeah, it's like a
Yes.
separate album,
I
like a
played-
separate independent album.
Yes.
The blue one. It was always like I always had the blue disc. So it opens with a demo of
Twisted.
Twisted, which
Oh,
has this like shitty Casio like drum machine on it, which sounds like I used to have that same drum machine, I think, in 1985. But it's a true songwriting demo. And I thought it was kind of ballsy for her to put out something so raw. Because at this time, this was before I really had the internet, so I hadn't heard all her demos and stuff. I'd never heard her this raw before. So what do y'all think of the Twisted demo?
I love it. I think it's a very introspective, or at least that's how I feel when I hear it.
This version is very close to the one she redid on 24 Karat, as opposed to the soundtrack one.
Right. Yeah, I loved it.
I don't know. I get my versions of Twisted mixed up. I know the song Twisted, but there's 4 different versions I'm supposed to know, and the only one that's memorable really for me is the demo one with Lindsay on it, and the one from the In Your Dreams album, because it was commercially released in a way that didn't just obscure it on disc number 3. So I don't know my versions of Twisted.
We'll give you a pass. We'll keep you.
Thank you.
Although it was on 24 Karat Gold, not In Your Dreams. Question is, will you guys keep me? That's the real question. All right, so the second song on disc 3 was the first appearance on CD of a Buckingham Nicks, first and last appearance on CD of a Buckingham Nicks song. Has anything else come out on CD?
No.
She's done stuff live.
I guess we have Without You.
Oh, Crying the Night on the tour, at least.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about you mean the original
True Blue studio versions. What do you guys think of Long Distance Winter?
Nice to hear old stuff like that.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I hadn't Buckingham Nicks before.
But it's good.
The guitar solo was really cool too.
You guys all knew it before hearing it here, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It was on the Buckingham Nicks re-release in the 70s.
Well, I mean, except for Alicia, because you were very new at that point. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Then we have the B-side from Street Angel. The B-side to, what was it? Blue Denim, 1,000 Days.
I love this song.
It's a good track.
Me too.
1,000 Days.
1,000 Days. Well, that's a pass.
Supposedly about Prince.
A pass.
And weren't the lyrics from 1,000 Days on the back cover of Rock a Little? Like, and I like some Time Life edition,
Time Life,
tradition, competition.
Yeah. Competition, tradition, whatever.
So I'm like,
the thing that I really love to remember, the great singers and the great players. I love that.
I do too.
The only thing I don't like is the saxophone. I'm just not a big saxophone person.
I'm a sax player.
Oh, okay. I love saxophone. I love it. It's my favorite instrument.
That's right. That's the right answer.
I liked the saxophone when she would do If Anyone Falls on the Time Space tour, Back to Time Space.
Yeah, that was.
Oh, yeah. I've seen that on YouTube. Yeah.
It's interesting because in 1,000 Days, she used some of the same lyrics that were in A Whole Lot of Trouble, right?
Yeah. You're not my friend, you're not my love. So
something we don't discuss. Yeah, I love 1,000 Days. And it's interesting because these songs are from such different eras. Like you have freaking Long Distance Winter from, what is it, 71? When was Buckingham Nicks?
I think so. 73, 71.
Yeah, 73 maybe. Followed by like Long Distance Winter, or followed by 1,000 Days from 94. And they kind of actually go into each other. Like the crazy sequencing of this third disc really worked for me. I don't know. Did anyone else love it?
I like it. Yeah.
I did. It made me realize how she did her songwriting.
Yeah.
And how I would have to buy every record to kind of keep up.
Yeah, that's there.
Any other thoughts on 1,000 Days?
Should have been on Street Angel.
Yeah, and so should have Mirror Mirror, the correct version with the slap bass. All right, next, was it from American Anthem, Battle of the Dragon?
Yes, yes. I even bought the record just for that one song.
I did too. This is a really dark song.
Did anyone actually see the movie?
No.
There you go. Yeah.
So this song, did she write this in Australia when she was at the bottom of her addiction?
85, about that time.
Yeah, because there are versions of this with Tom Petty singing along with her. On you can find it online.
But he doesn't really sing much, does he? Isn't he just like, oh, like in the...
Yeah, he got to grunts a lot and and just repeats a line after she does a line. But he's there.
Do you guys like Battle of the Dragon?
Oh, I love it. It's very sad though. Very sad.
Top 10. Love it. Yeah.
I love it too. The "You're Not Listening to Me" at the end is so, like, the desperation's real there. And the first time I heard it, I kind of didn't get it. Like, it seemed kind of like a soundtrack throwaway because it doesn't have a huge hook. But then the more you listen to it, it's just really dark. Like those keyboards.
Great atmosphere. Yeah.
And almost has, this is random and no one's going to agree with me, but Prince has a song called Anti-Christian that has like the kind of the same keyboard sound. It's so dark.
Ooh.
So, yeah.
I'll check that out.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't sound the same at all, but it's the same, like, really dark atmosphere.
I'm here.
Next we have her song with Jon Stewart, Gold. Oh, did I miss?
Poor Jim.
Sorry, Jim. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm here still. I'm still alive. It's a very Stevie-ish song, kind of what you expect from her. That's pretty much what I have to say. It works pretty well. It's kind of what you expect. It's not a single or anything. It's kind of what you see what she does in a mix on an album.
Interestingly, some other guys wrote the music for her for this.
Right. I love the line, "I see myself remaining after all of you are gone." And that's kind of how it went with all the people from the 80s that were singing. Like, she really still is here after all of them are gone.
Wasn't Nathan who mentioned that this song was based on a Sulamith Wolfing picture? There is a picture called Battle of the Dragon by her.
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to skip through too fast. Anybody else want to talk about Battle of the Dragon?
Good song.
Nathan?
Good song.
I don't have anything.
You don't like it though?
I like it very much. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember I put my few words when we did, what was it? Rock a Little.
Oh, Gold's on that other.
But I love how at the end she has all the layering, kind of like Beautiful Child.
Yeah.
When this battle is over, I feel I will survive. No one walks away. That always gets me, how she has all the layering.
Yeah.
Like 50 different Stevies coming to you.
No one walks away from this battle.
I'm glad she did this box set to kind of give these songs a second life, and it really, really, really
Yes.
did.
Yeah.
So her song "Gold" with Jon Stewart, she just did the harmony on it. I really don't have much to say about it. Do you guys have anything to say? It's nice to have it.
Love
Jim?
the song. Love the song.
Jim.
Yeah, I remember hearing this, in the late 70s and really liked it. It's I get the impression it's a working man song. He's pumping gas and all that, the lyric wise. It's a little gritty. It's West Coasty. It's really good. It's really good for that time. It's stood and it holds up.
I do love it. Like, I never skipped
It
it.
really holds up. It holds.
I love the bass.
Yeah. And did Lindsay produce it? Was it Lindsay Buckingham produced?
Maybe.
There was a time they were doing a lot of side stuff.
Yeah. Like 78 round that time.
Yeah.
It kind of had a Sisters of the Moon driving kind of thing to it.
Yeah.
Let me look at these credits here.
It was a big ass hit.
Yeah,
I
it
don't know where
says
it
produced
started.
by John
It was like a
Stewart
top
and
five.
Buckingham.
They're still playing it in the grocery store.
It's like a top 5 hit.
Okay. Yeah.
It says the guitars are John Stewart and Lindsey Buckingham.
Okay.
And what a great vocal from her.
Oh,
Yes.
it's like silk.
Yup.
Yeah.
Yup.
She.
Someone on the Ledge actually said that some of her best vocals were on other people's songs.
I do think she had some
As
great
a
vocals.
harmony singer.
She's a real good team player on a
Yeah.
this and that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when
Comes
she
in and does the
sang
work.
with Sheryl Crow on her Unplugged with Strong Enough? She had the harmonies. I thought that was great.
That was-
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the VH1 one?
Yeah.
Yo, I love that. That's
That was almost
fantastic.
to me the definitive version of that song.
That's that's the one you go to.
Yeah.
And whenever I
tell
listen to
shit.
Cheryl's version, I always sing Stevie's harmony along with it, even though Stevie's not on there. All right, so next we have a version of, she recorded a version of Free Fallin' for a soundtrack, right?
Yeah.
Oh, the Party of Five. Party of Five.
Party of Five?
Yeah, the TV show.
Oh wow.
Great. Pretty good version of that.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing
Good
on this.
version.
There's nothing on this I skipped. There's some songs where I don't have much to say about them, but I loved it. Like I thought she did a great version of Free Fallin'. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought the girl
I
sounded
didn't
great.
like the. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Roland.
I didn't like the fact that she did like another song from someone else during the last Fleetwood Mac tour, but I gave her a pass, so to speak, because she did record this like back in '78, so it was her song, so to speak.
I feel
But
you.
I like the song a lot. And I'm a big fan of the Party of Five show, so I remember actually seeing the episode where this song was featured. So it was in a nice moment of the show too.
Good vocals in the bridge.
Sorry, good.
Sorry, go ahead.
Fine. It's an interesting choice because it's such an iconic song.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess that's what you get when you're friends with somebody.
It's one of those songs. It's almost dangerous to touch it, but I think she did it justice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't offensive.
Absolutely. Steven, what?
Any other thoughts on Free Fallin', Jim?
Yeah. Especially at the end, she really kills it.
Yeah.
My wife really loves it.
Yeah.
It's really, and that last tour, it's been quite a while, but that last tour, she, especially that opening night where she made some mistakes, she did pour her guts out on it, and all the pictures of Tom Petty and that on the screen, and that was that tour to me is doing that.
Yeah.
But that opening night was gut wrenching. She messed up, just, and she was speaking to Mike Campbell, and they were talking back and forth on stage, and I don't know what that was about, and the person that filmed it didn't film it all the way till clear to the end, and I bet there was a moment there that was like she probably covered her face or something and bawled. I mean, really, it was really that emotional. But the somewhere in Oklahoma, it was done. And it was the, opening night.
All right. So next was a songwriting demo she did, which I feel like these little, I don't want to say crappy, but these little kind of like silly songwriting demos, I really feel like paved the way for her coming back with Trouble in Shangri-La and everything she did after. Because in the little liner notes for Enchanted, she said doing these old songs kind of restarted her juices, right? So It's Late was just her and her guitar player kind of having a good time. And I loved it. I thought it was cute. I thought it was fun.
It's fun.
It was harmless. Like, I love that she put it on there. You almost could hear like her like putting the WD-40 on her creative self and kind of restarting herself.
We're talking about It's Late.
Yeah.
Fun little song.
Yeah, it's a fun little song.
I like her vocals
yeah.
at the end, when she goes for the big finish at the end with that last note. That's fun too.
I think throughout her career, Stevie has tried to have the fun little song less successfully other times. But I think It's Late. It's like, maybe Cat House Blues isn't quite as fun. But I don't know. It's Late. It's just breezy. It's perfect.
It says it's written by Dorsey Burnett. I think that's Billy Burnett's father or uncle.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
So a
it's
little trivia there.
And there's some stuff on Behind the Mask that kind of has that feel a little bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, there is a lot.
Rockabilly?
Yeah,
Rockabilly,
when the sun
tone
goes
to-
down or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to talk about Behind the Mask because I just discovered it because I always wrote it off till about it right before the pandemic.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm.
Okay. I haven't talked about it.
All right, Jim.
Yeah, it's a Stevie takes a stab at rockabilly and she nails it. She pretty much nails
Yeah.
it. She sings. She can sing any style. I mean,
Yeah.
she just. I think she just has in her. I think she can hear stuff and like repeat it out rather easily. You know, inflections and vocals.
Jim, you know what's messing me up is you're usually in my upper left-hand corner.
What?
I said you're usually in my upper left hand.
Yeah.
For some reason, you being in the bottom right it's just throwing me off.
Okay.
So just don't let me skip by you. Always just jump in if I'm.
Yeah.
All right. Any thoughts on It's Late?
I always thought that this would be a nice song to end a concert. Like, it's late, so I'm going to sing this song now. Go home because it's late.
Oh,
Agree.
That's a great idea.
Corny, but I agree.
It's a perfect.
At least for the Enchanted tour.
how cute would that have been?
Yeah, that would have been cute.
Super,
Jim,
Go
so
home.
cute. Exactly.
It's,
Yes.
it's over. Go home. It's late. Go home.
If
Jim,
it was
go
going to, if it was going to be done live in a show, I think on the encore, the first song of the encore, first of the two songs, I think that'd be great, and then a classic big hit at the end, and go home.
yeah.
I mean, that's where it would fit. I don't think it would fit as a closer. It would fit second to last.
So is this back cover here the original Rock a Little?
I love that.
Those are the props to Rock a Little.
Yeah.
Those are the props.
How weird. That's so weird.
Except for the bird and except for the bird, that's from Belladonna.
No, well, but they were gonna. That was part of the original Rock a Little concept, wasn't it?
And there's a little crystal on there.
Yeah.
All right, so next is Violet and Blue. Which soundtrack was that from?
Against All Odds.
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely a Wild Heart outtake. I feel like it's very Wild Heart sounding.
Okay.
And of course, what song is it during the Red Rocks video where she goes, "Take your Violet and Blue morning with you"? Is it no spoken word?
No, I need to know.
I need to know. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired tonight that I'm fucking up. I get halfway there, but you guys got to take me the rest of the way.
We got your back.
Thank you.
Great song. Love it. Very strong song. Should have been on the record.
You think it should have been on Wild Heart?
Huh?
You think this should have been on Wild Heart?
Yes, instead of Gate and Garden, which I don't like at all.
It seems like you have something against Gate and Garden.
It's boring. It's just boring.
There is a gate. It can be guarded.
Then I skip that to like Enchanted and Nightbird.
I do skip. Gate and
But this is a
Garden.
very strong, great track. I love the song by the Blue.
Jim.
Yes, I remember this was in between Wild Heart and Rock a Little, and I heard like the press come on out and say, "Well, Stevie's got a song on the soundtrack," and it came out, and I wasn't too wild about it. I mean, it was a good little up tempo, but I for some reason I expected more. I was kind of let down a little bit.
Okay. How about now? How do you feel about it now? Do you still feel it's a little underwhelming, or?
Well, I'm still not really. I haven't played it in a while, so I might look at it in a historic way, and I may play it and I say, okay, this is better than I thought it was.
Sure.
But it's been I didn't run through. There was so much material to go through.
Yeah.
I didn't. There was like whole. This one here. This whole third CD is it for me. This is the one I just got out and played all the time.
Yeah.
And that in Garbo, which was a surprise. I think it was the first time I heard Garbo.
Okay.
And I just because that Wild Heart era was, even though it was successful, that was when Stevie was starting to go haywire.
Yeah.
And Garbo was recorded, and it was like the B-side of Stand Back, and it was like you know, hearing it after the fact kind of brought me to tears.
Aw.
You know, just and you know, when I first heard it, and then reading the story on it, and then I know why, because this is about the you know, the Buckingham neck shoot, and you know, that's terrific song, Garbo, terrific song, and you know, the imagery of the white or the silvery dress, you just see it, you know. There's I mean, when Stevie writes her best material, you see it. It's like a movie, and this is it's just full of imagery, that the Garbo, and very heartfelt, just a terrific song. So I've skipped. This is when I went down. I wanted to really do my spiel on Garbo, and here I took the opportunity.
Perfect. So do you feel like something should have been left off Wild Heart and Garbo instead?
Oh, Garbo should have been there.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, Wild Heart's a great unit. You know, it's like maybe the Tom Petty song, it could have been dropped, or
yeah,
you know, Garbo could have been second to last or something like that. And you know, that one thing they did was that gosh, the thing they did on the Jim Latt interview, that live with just the girls singing, or
Are You Mine?
Yeah, it did some open mic stuff. I can't recall that now. They should have added that. It was an old song. What?
Are You Mine, right?
Are You Mine?
Yeah, Are You Mine? I mean, that would have worked too.
Yeah, that would have been great.
And she should have done a studio of that. She could probably still do it. Are You Mine all the time? I mean, she can sing it at 80, and it would come across.
All right. Any thoughts on Violet and Blue before we move on to Kenny Loggins?
Okay.
All right, everyone, get on your yacht. We're about to yacht rock it out. With Whenever I Call You Friend. I remember being in Topps Grocery when I was a kid and hearing the song and being like, that sounds like Stevie Nicks singing. And it really was Stevie Nicks singing. Much like on Gold, I feel like her voice is just perfection on this.
Yeah.
I love how she rocks it out during that bridge.
Yeah.
The sweet love part.
Just
in every moment, there's a reason to carry on.
That is cool.
Fantastic song, fantastic vocal from her.
And I love that she put him on this box set. I mean, it was just perfect.
I think they clearly had an affair, right?
You think Stevie and Kenny?
Yeah. Absolutely. I was just seeing something about it, or read something about it just recently, that it was an Instagram page that I've been telling anybody who will listen to about this Instagram page, and I found a bunch of stuff on there with Kenny Loggins, kind of just pictures of them over the years, and they clearly had an affair. Is anybody gonna say they didn't?
Well, it was a 70s. It was a 70s.
I feel like she had better taste than Kenny Loggins.
He seems too meek for her.
Yeah, he seems like a puss a little bit.
Or a puss.
I saw him in concert, and Michael McDonald was the opening act, and then Kenny Loggins was the headliner. And like Michael McDonald rocked it out. You know what I mean? He's like, and then Kenny went up there and did like an acoustic version of, like, they're all like acoustic versions. And I left. I was so bored. So Stevie did have an affair. She's probably just like, are we done yet? Anyone, don't cancel me, whoever's watching this. I'm not saying that effeminate men are any less than Kenny Loggins.
And you were doing an ageism. You did an ageism too.
I did an ageism.
So,
listen, I messaged a guy on Grindr that was 32. I'm 46. He goes, I don't talk to old men. I was like, what? You're 32. All right. You guys are like, maybe it is good that this is the last Stevie Nicks podcast.
Sounds like he's a young 32.
Okay. Jim, was your hand up?
That's too far.
Yes, I remember hearing this on the radio. It was the pre 1983 year, or when I didn't know, who Stevie Nicks was, but I knew her voice. And when this came on, I liked it as a pop effort, and her singing was just absolutely terrific.
Mm-hmm.
Just really, just pretty. But I recognized that voice from somewhere, and it was this other music, like the Rihanna, the Dreams,
right.
The Gold Dust, the gritty, grindy, whatever she was, but this was away from that. And I thought, well, this is great and it's pretty, but I would rather have her other singing. Like, I like this for what it is, but I would prefer, especially her writing and her nuance, the nuances in her way in her enunciation, the whole thing.
This is definitely poppier than her.
Now, there's a story. Stevie has a story about Kenny Loggins just kind of beat her down and just to get this out of her. And, she liked the product at the end, but she didn't like Kenny Loggins just really working on her to get this vocal. It's really a departure from the way she sings, but this is a great, great effort. It was a great hit. It was on the radio a lot.
Can you imagine anyone else on that harmony but Stevie Nicks? I can't imagine anyone else doing that justice.
The harmony's best. I think she's one of the best harmony singers ever. She can just fit in with anybody.
And I feel like whatever this era was where she did Gold and Whenever I Call You Friend, I feel like that is an era of her voice that I just really feel she was on top of her game.
Yeah.
Like, it was just.
Oh yeah, Magnet and Steel too.
Magnet and Steel.
It's coming up.
Yeah.
Was that pre-Tusk?
That was before. Yes, yeah. Walter Egan. 78, 77.
So they were probably recording Tusk when they were working on all these songs.
Yeah. Oh yes, it's because Walter Egan did a version of Sisters of the Moon on his own record.
How was that?
Well, Walter Egan, so it's not Stevie Nicks.
Anyway,
you find it online.
Alicia, I feel like we haven't heard from you for a minute. What do you think of all these songs?
Well, I was over here bebopping to It's Late when you started talking. I'm like, oh yeah, it's like that. Violet and Blue. I remember the bass. It's just such a driving song. I love it because she's totally invested in this song.
Right.
Some songs you feel like she's phoning it in. She's really invested in it. And Whenever I Call You Friend, it's a different song. It's kind of like Talk to Me. It's a good song. Please don't get me wrong. It's a very, very good song. It's just when you're so used to all of the fantasy imagery that she does, and then you go to this one, it's like, shift gears for a minute here. Not that it's a bad song. Please don't get me wrong. I'm just saying it's just different. That was kind of what you guys were saying. It's just.
What song, Violet and Blue?
No, Whenever I Call You Friend.
Oh, right. Whenever.
It's you got all these really good imageries, walking down Valhalla, the vampires, to It's Late, Violet and Blue, and then Whenever I Call You Friend, and it's like such a different.
Right. What do you think the line "Take your violet and blue mornings with you" means?
Get out.
Well, yeah.
I think it's the mornings where you want to beat the shit out of me. Isn't that what it is?
Like Black and Blue?
Yeah.
That was.
Wow.
I think she's describing the colors of her physical wounds from this man taking his rage out on her, is how I took it.
Oh, damn. I never thought of it like quite that intense.
Okay. I think.
Am I wrong? Jim probably knows way more than me.
That crossed my mind before, something around that.
If it was violet and blue, yeah.
Maybe that was what she was thinking, and she used her creative license.
I thought the purple was like bruising the violet.
All right, let's go look at the lyrics, people.
Oh, I'll be wrong if we're doing lyric checks.
What are we checking?
So where have you gone? Have you gone so far from the eyes that speak trouble, even when the warning is overwhelming? Domestic abuse. Well, it's hard to hide from eyes that are all over you. The only some make you lose your composure. Well, it's hard on my heart. Okay. Damn.
Well, the whole thing doesn't have to be about one particular subject.
Sure.
I think it's, it's a fine way to illustrate bruises in the morning. But I always thought it was more of something the way you can hang out with somebody in a city or something, that like on vacation, and the mornings might have been one particular way that I don't know, dude. I can't speculate on it. It'll be speculation.
So like you're out in the city streets and the neon lights. All right.
If we're talking about that.
Jim.
Yeah, if we're talking about violet and blue again, I think there's definitely a lot of confrontation in the song, a lot of battle, verbal. I don't think there's fisticuffs in here. I think it's really a lot of verbal back and forth. I hope it wasn't, physical stuff, but there was a lot of contention in that song. There's a lot of angst and bitterness and the whole thing.
All right. Any thoughts on anything we've covered so far before we move on to the next one? Next, we have the demo version of the song that she contributed as the new track on The Dance, Sweet Girl. This version's a little less airy-fairy than the dance version, I feel like. And aren't some of the lyrics a little bit different? Or there's a bridge that's different? It's been a while since I listened to this, but I just remember something being a little bit different about it.
It's just got L. Ortiz and
Mandolin.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was a nice demo version. It was nice to have it.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jim. It's just us.
Yeah,
if you guys want to just jump in, you can just jump in.
It's a kind of a window in kind of the bare bones of her work, especially in that era. This is kind of, it was written in was it 97? Yeah. This is like pre-dance, right before they hit for the dance, and good songwriting, a good imagery. This is her comeback as a writer. This and Twisted. I mean, that's coming back as a writer.
Ooh, Sweet Girl.
Good
Did you all like Sweet Girl the first time you heard it on The Dance?
Me?
Yeah, anybody.
Don't remember.
I really liked it. It was very dramatic. It was very good. Very good live. I think she gave the story. She gave a wink to Courtney Love at the end. There was a wink. Stevie gave a wink out to someone in the audience.
Yeah.
Courtney Love was right in the front row.
Oh.
I mean, that's the story. But
I wondered who that was.
It wasn't,
Besides just to me.
I think the dance version is okay, but I love this version better. It's so much stronger in the instruments, and it's more forceful.
Okay.
The dance version sounds a little watered down to me, but I love the demo one more.
Yeah, I love them both for what they are.
I'll be honest, the first time I heard Sweet Girl, I'm like, oh no, another song about being on the world stages. But then it grew on me.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And I think that when she says that line in interviews now,
Oh my
And
god.
that's where she took it from, is that song, right?
Yeah.
Certainly there's not another song that talks about the stages of the world or whatever.
I like the line, it's all about protection. I thought that
What does that mean?
was,
It makes me just think of prophylactic. It makes me think of
oh,
Oh, and track a ghost through the fog like from Angel.
oh, I loved that.
Yeah, that was great live. Okay, I'm lost.
I did try to come back and listen. You never knew that I didn't wish it, but I did hear every answer, every question. It's all about protection. I feel like it's like just protecting yourself from vulnerability, which is how I always took it.
That's probably what it
Yeah.
is.
Which Lord knows I needed at the time, and not so much anymore because I'm a cold bitch. But at the time,
Write anything on here.
I think you're right, Jeremy. I think you guys are right.
The ocean is your blanket is a nice line too.
yeah. But I think this song is proof positive that, well, Lindsey Buckingham does a nice production on a Stevie Nicks song. This was a great song without Lindsey Buckingham, and so was Twisted. Actually, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he turned crap into magic. I think these songs were great in these versions on Enchanted.
Yeah, she really came back this time.
Yeah,
You see this guy?
You know, after the being free from the drugs and
the Forgotten
Still
Chimpanzee.
better about herself. Hmm?
He stepped it up.
You know, after the Forgotten Chimpanzee, she did come back a little bit. She sure did.
Speaking
Alicia,
of
what?
forgettable chips, did y'all see the cat?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. I just,
So cute. Alicia, what do you think of Sweet Girl?
It's sweet.
Aw.
So I like it. I mean, it's probably not my favorite off of this disc, but it's a nice song. Out
No
of
colors.
between it or Twisted, I would say Twisted is my favorite since it's
Oh, God,
two
that's
newer
good.
songs.
I have a friend, Jaden. He said he always quotes Sweet Girl and said the song reminds him of me. So for some reason, the song reminds someone of me, which is sweet.
Oh.
Very sweet.
Hmm.
All right. Well, moving on. Any thoughts on Sweet Girl before I move on to the next one?
Sweet song,
Jim.
sweet song.
Just go on.
Okay. From the heavy metal soundtrack, an outtake from Belladonna. Now, I heard about the song Blue Lamp long before I heard the song. Because everyone's like, oh, Blue Lamp's this iconic song, Blue Lamp, Blue Lamp. And then the first time I heard it, it's weird. Like, this doesn't sound like any Stevie Nicks song at all. It's kind of a rocker. It's really different, but I freaking love it.
Who played on this? Is there?
There's a lot of great lines. Of course, I think we even quoted on this podcast, don't listen to her, listen through her, which basically sums up Stevie Nicks fandom.
I'm no enchantress.
No Enchantress. A little trivia, some of the lyrics from Blue Lamp would be repurposed in Welcome to the Room, Sarah, correct?
Yeah.
Downstairs
Big
where
old
the big old
house.
house is mine.
Mm-hmm.
And the stars shine.
Huh? Stars.
So
Where
does
that-
everyone here love this song? Is there anyone that doesn't like
Great
Blue Lamp?
song.
Yes.
I think Rolling Stone said it's like if you went into a haunted house and heard a Stevie Nicks song, this would be the song in a haunted house.
Blue Lamp?
Yeah. You know, the blue light, in the house and it's, the darkness around.
And there it is. There's the Blue Lamp
Yeah.
itself
Yep.
that her mom bought for her. Do you think the song should have been on Belladonna, or do you think it was a good soundtrack song?
I wish
It was wasted on the soundtrack.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was too good for a soundtrack. What would you guys take
Yeah.
off Belladonna? I'd take off Highwayman. I hate that song.
I'll take off How Still My Love.
Sure.
Oh,
Steven, what'd you say?
I said for sure. I
Oh,
took
yeah.
off Highwayman too.
Which one?
Highwayman. And she wonders, is it real?
I think that was the.
The Blue
Could we put
Lamp's
Beauty and
ass
the
on the.
Beast as the closer for Belladonna. I always thought that fit.
it does fit, Alicia. They just playing games.
Yeah, it does fit as the closer because every time it comes on, I close the CD player.
I don't think I've heard it 10 times in entirety.
Oh, well.
Like
Really?
off, it's over.
Well, alas, it is the Highwayman.
Okay.
Alas.
Which one?
Blue Lamp. Who else wants to talk about Blue Lamp?
Blue Lamp.
I love it.
I love it.
You can't pull that shit on an airplane nowadays. You taking your lamp with you, miss, you're getting off or the whole plane's getting off. I mean,
I know.
do that shit now. Must be nice. I wonder who does the guitar on that song. That's pretty fun. It must be Waddy Wattel, right? It does sound like Haunted Castle music.
Well, it's just like Joe Walsh is back again.
No, look, it's Joe.
I think she said she recorded this before, there were people got gathered for Belladonna, so there were these unknown session players.
Okay.
What?
Produced by Jimmy Iovine or whatever the fuck his name is. Iovine.
Yeah, Jimmy, there's that video.
Oh, her and the girl singing.
We'll get to that.
Yes, we'll
Yeah.
get to that.
We'll get to that. We're talking about Blue Lamp, the song. And I think it's one of her best songs, solo or Fleetwood Mac. It is just terrific. Imagery, great singing, and there's a lot of harmonizing with herself. They showed that clip with Jimmy working his way through it. She would be singing over top of herself at the end. It is just a terrific song.
Are there any demos of this?
It's Stevie down to the essence.
Did this start as a piano demo or anything?
What?
Did this start as a?
Quintessential.
Oh yeah, it's quintessential.
Thank you.
Did this start as a piano demo or anything? I've never heard any demos of
I
this.
don't.
Yes,
I know there's unreleased versions because I've heard 2 or 3.
You have?
I think she did it live for that tour, but it wasn't filmed for that. The concert. It wasn't filmed.
She did.
But I think Yeah, you could find them on bootlegs and maybe online somewhere.
It was interesting on that tour. She did some songs that weren't on the album, which we're about to get to next with Golden Braid, actually.
Yeah.
Do we have any closing remarks on the legendary Blue Lamp? Steven, do you like it?
I do like it. I think it's a little meandery. It needs a little bit of tightening up. But other than that, I like it a lot. Really good song.
Where's a chorus? A little tightening up? I mean, it's missing a chorus.
Missing a chorus?
Yeah. You go say it needs a little tightening up. It's missing. If I were to play devil's advocate.
Nathan, do you like this song, though?
The Blue Lamp song, of course.
Okay.
Yes, I like that song.
Alicia.
I guess this is what I think of every so often when I hear this song. She must love angels, but you have Christmas Angel, Garden Angel,
Street
Soldiers, Angels.
Desert Angel.
Yeah. I mean, she likes to describe angels. So do you guys ever sit there and try to figure out what's all these different angels? I don't know. It just, because she has 2 or 3 in this one song. It's
Right.
just.
That's interesting.
She's a big believer in angels. She draws them a lot.
Touch Mine Angel. What song in her catalog would you say is most similar to this one? Because I can't think of anything that's like the companion to Blue Lamp.
I don't think you can find one.
There's nothing like it, right? Jim.
Rhiannon. It's there. It's the gothic stuff of Stevie Nicks.
Outside the rain. It's a little outside the rainy.
I feel like this one's almost like bordering on kind of funk with that guitar.
Maybe no spoken word.
Okay.
It's very unique. It's very unique.
And thank God
I
the
know it-
Enchanted box set came along and gave it a second life.
Unique.
I'd say big
another
time rock and roll star.
Big time.
I got one more.
Yeah, because they both sound like she's making up this brilliant song as they record it. They're very loose, and I love that.
Jim.
Yes, I got a story. I was sound asleep, and this came on the radio, and I was taping off the radio a lot then. I went right to the deck. I knew it was her and everything, and I pushed record, just like that. That was crazy. Like I probably never really heard it before. It was, I came on the radio, and it woke me up. And Stevie singing something, boom, record that. And I'm glad I did. And I probably still have the tape.
That was on the radio? That's cool.
Yeah. Well, we had a good radio station. It was KSQY,
So.
Out of Nashville.
QY in Deadwood, South Dakota. Great progressive, a lot of deep cuts and stuff.
So what year was this, Jim? Was it when it came out on the soundtrack, or was it?
This was 83, 84.
Okay, that's really cool.
Woke me in dead sleep. And I got up and just crawled to the stereo and push record. Real fast. Boom. I got to have this.
That's awesome.
God, the only thing I can think of, and it's not even close to this in quality, it's like Blue Lamp is here, but doesn't Love is Dangerous kind of have the same tempo a little bit? And some of the same kind of guitar?
No.
They were recorded at the same time with the same band. Yes. I can see what you're going for.
Right. Nowhere near like comparable in quality, of course.
Yeah, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So we're on HBO on the White Winged tour. Stevie comes out and she has this big ass tambourine. She gives us some high kicks, which I also impersonated.
Man.
I had a tambourine and I did the thing along with the TV and the high kicks. And I'm like,
break an ankle.
what is this song that's not on Belladonna? And at the time we thought it was Gold in Braid, but it's Gold and Braid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which is here in all its glory in the live version. It's interesting because the studio version, I've heard it, and it's not as good as this live version is the definitive version.
Yes.
That studio version is kind of limp, kind of like Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
I'm glad I haven't heard it.
Like Mr. Loggins. So
The new recording doesn't do it for me either.
oh really? See, I didn't mind that.
That's all right, but it's not the old one.
Right. There's definitely some magic in that HBO special, and she did 2 songs in a row that weren't on Belladonna. She did Golden Braid and then I Need to Know.
Yeah.
Which was also like a sizzling hot live version. So fucking so good. So good.
Love it. Love it.
And she opened with that weird ass version of Gold Dust Woman, which is weird but perfect. Like that HBO special, we may have to talk about it someday.
Yeah.
So, when she does Golden Braid in concert now, like she needs to do the thing where she's doing the tambourine on the 2 sides. Like Stevie, give it. If she did that, I would just like pee my pants right in my seat. Those are the kind of things I need.
And 1 and 2. This is.
What do y'all think of this song?
It's nice she brought it back for the 24 Karat Gold Tour.
This is another one that could have replaced.
Mine is the
Highway Man.
high kicks.
Yeah, no high kicks, and she can do the tambourine back and forth.
Yeah. I was missing that.
Those high kicks are like the best thing in the world.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like I
Oh,
was
and the
sit there
dance
with-
where she puts her hands on her hips, she does that dance.
I literally,
yeah.
because I had that on VHS, I rewound that and just watched it over and over and over.
Oh yeah. I remember buying this tape on VHS when it came, more or less when it came out. It was like $50, literally $50 to buy that.
Wasn't on laser? It was on Laserdisc first.
Oh yeah, I bought a VHS. It was locked in the case. I had to ask the guy to open up the case for me to take it out and buy it. They're like $49.99. I remember that was a lot of money back then.
That's crazy.
It's called
That's
Live in Concert, right?
Yeah, and then right next to it was the Mirage '82 tour.
Wow.
That was out on VHS too. That was like $49.99 too.
It's probably a high theft item. You couldn't just keep it out on the regular shelves because people didn't have anywhere else to get it. They had to go to the store to get it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had to buy it again because videotapes.
Yeah.
Blank videotapes, I remember back then, were $20 for a blank videotape.
Where was that, Roland? What?
Canada, in Canada at least. But they were. I remember they were $20, and they were locked in a case, even blind videotapes when they first came out.
All right. Does anyone else want to talk about Golden Braid? Just jump in. You don't even have to raise your hand. Jim.
Yes, especially the White Winged Dove show was my introduction to Stevie live. I mean, like my brother would send me beta tapes from Denver to South Dakota, and I made a wood box in my shop, and we screw the lid on. I would send it down blank, empty, and he would send up beta tapes in this square box, mailed it, and in one of those, he would just send movies, and then a lot of MTV out of context, or there was none of the DJs, just the songs, and I just getting MTV just straight through. All the crappy MTV, all the great MTV. And on the end of one of those tapes was like 22 minutes of that show. It started, it was Stop Dragon was like, and I was just amazed at her she's so dynamic. Their movements, her charisma,
The big Snoopy stuffed animal at the end.
It was like my introduction,
Snoopy.
And it's just kind of sold me her as a live act, being a little bit dangerous, before she comes to the mic a little late and stuff like that. She would just dare to come to that mic right in the split second.
Don't you guys
sometimes you would miss? Sometimes you would miss a little, and you barely hear her, and then she'd get to that mic. She don't do that, hijinks anymore, but it's just part of it.
No.
That went away with the square microphone. Once the square microphone was gone.
Yeah. But this was, part of the whole show, and this is a great energy thing. It's just a great energy song. And you guys talk about a studio version. I've never heard of one yet. It should be like fully fleshed out, and
it's on the Belladonna deluxe edition, Jim.
The sessions. Okay.
Yeah, it's like on
disc.
But
it's better. And the one recent one on that the 24 karat tour. I'm glad she brought it back. It doesn't have that energy, but she doesn't have to have that. She's like 68 there. She doesn't have to jump around. And
let's mention she opened the damn show with it. It became the opener, which I thought was pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
She's
kind of right now a Reba McEntire country singer storyteller right now. It's not a bad thing. That's what she is. And she's, she does this stuff. If she goes out there again, 3 and 4 years it's going to be a different Stevie.
I feel like we all need to meet somewhere and see her in concert together. I'd fly somewhere to hang out with you guys and get an Airbnb.
It's going to be a lot of money.
I'll spend the money.
My
Patreon is Patreon/Jeremy Gloff, so I can afford my concert tickets. All right,
Jeremy. Checks in the mail.
I've heard that one before, honey. Let's also mention the Leather and Lace with the 3-part harmony with the girls on that live version.
Oh, wasn't that nice? They all get together.
I like that better than the Don Henley version, to be honest with you. Okay, do you have any thoughts on Golden Braid before we move on? You know what, Roland? If I remember right, on that VHS, it did say Golden Braid on the case. So
it probably did. I wouldn't be surprised.
You don't know. Exactly. It's like, you don't know what it's called. We don't know. It's,
So we weren't wrong for saying
like
that.
Time space. Or is it times pace?
Oh.
Is it Tim? Okay.
Back on a monster here.
Up next, Unearthed from the Vault of the Rock a Little Sessions. There's a song what's the name of the guy she's singing with? Is it Warren Zevon or something?
No, it was Don.
He wrote it.
Oh, he wrote it. And Don Henley sang it. Reconsider Me was a song that was left off Rock a Little because she said she was not very much in a Reconsider Me mood.
Yeah, that's what she said.
This was released as a single from the Enchanted box set, and I don't feel that Reconsider Me would have fit on Rock a Little, and I don't really. It isn't my favorite song, but it's nice. I'm not a huge Don Henley fan. I don't really like his voice that much. So, Roland.
I like the song a lot, but it sounds so different from the Rock a Little songs. I mean, this song doesn't have all the synthesizers and the 80ness. This song could have been on Enchanted, which it was, or on Trouble in Shangri-La, because it's almost like it doesn't have that time. It has a timelessness, so to speak, because it doesn't have the synthesizers and stuff like that. So it really doesn't seem to fit into Rock a Little. But I think had they considered it seriously for Rock a Little, it would have been, amped up and jazzed up with all the synthesizers to make it more 80s, more 1985-ish.
Think it could have been a hit?
Not as much as Talk to Me. Talk to Me was very commercial. This would have been a nice second or third single after I Can't Wait instead of Has Anyone Ever Written For You?
Okay.
I don't think it would be the first big hit, but it would have been a good second follow-up or third follow-up hit. I like the song a lot.
What if she did it on Tango with Lindsay as the duet partner in an alternate universe?
No.
Or I could hear this one on Behind the Mask with thing with those dudes.
Yeah. Oh, and speaking of Warren Zevon, do you guys know that song Mohammed's Radio with Lindsay and Stevie as background singers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Look it up. If you haven't heard it, look it up. It's a great song. Mohammed's Radio.
Okay.
Yeah, it's online somewhere. Everything's online.
All right. Do we have any other thoughts on Reconsider Me, Jim?
Yeah, it's a nice piece in the catalog. It's, I think if this was like putting a time machine to like 74, this probably would have done quite well. It's kind of an older style, a little bit of there's kind of like an organ sound there that's like a Willie Nelson feel to it.
Sure.
There's, I think it would have, if it was put in a time machine, it probably would have done well. It's a nice piece. It's not like it wouldn't have been a hit, when it was done, of course, because, it was a different world, but this is an older style. It's kind of, this probably would have worked on Belladonna. It's that style that.
Instead of Highwayman?
Probably just throw it there and no one would notice. Don sings back
either one.
The harmonies on that, so it would just it would work there. But go Warren Zevon. Werewolves in London.
Alicia, we haven't heard from you in a bit. What do you think of this one?
Well, I love Golden Braid. That one gets repeated 2 or 3 times whenever it gets put on. And the Live 1981 is probably my favorite live album she's got.
Sure, okay.
So it's perfect. So there's my comments for everything. As far as Reconsider Me, it's a good song. It's one of those songs that is classy or doesn't scream, I was made in the 80s with all the synthesizers and everything.
Right.
It also, when I started digging through and start trying to put these songs in eras and things, it made me start wondering what it would sound like, the Rock a Little album. Because I think people were saying there was like a version that she was going to release before she dumped Jimmy Iovine as her producer, which then made it take, another year or whatever to make the album. So it always made me wonder what that original album was going to be like.
Right.
So this was always kind of that, would it be more, I don't want to call it classic, but, kind of the Belladonna sort of sounding.
Because I feel like I Sing for the Things is a little more traditional Stevie in the context of Rock a Little, and that does work. So maybe there was a way to make this one work. Didn't they do a little bit of overdubbing for this Enchanted version? I feel like they
redid the music.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
the music's entirely redone.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So only
to
the
make it
vocals.
current that time period.
What now? Are you saying that they re-recorded Reconsider Me?
Yeah, they just kept the vocals and redid the music for that time period and that release.
I think you need a lighter note check on that one. I don't know if that's.
Well, I wasn't in the studio. I just read it. Something that was available at the time when it was coming out.
Wow, I knew they did some overdubbing, so
Well,
maybe
it
that.
says it's mixed by Chris Lord Alge, however you say his
yeah.
name. So
The
that was
staff
somebody-
are the same as the Belladonna era. The players. But I wouldn't be surprised if they reworked a bit of it. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know where I picked that up. It's been how many years? 20, 30 years?
Yeah, I know they did some overdubbing for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's
All
a
right.
nice little story about the song up here too, in top of the lyrics.
Did she mention anything in there? What I like about that story is she's not only a Reconsider Me. Let me say that, but she was also not a Reconsider Me type of chick. In other words,
Exactly. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah.
right? She'd never think about to reconsider.
So it could have been on the record.
Which I
It
think
was supposed to be on the record.
that's a good. I think that's a good message
Oh,
to
she did that on the-
tell young people anyway to take that position. You're not going to ask someone to reconsider loving you, right?
Right.
No, certainly not. In other words, I ain't too proud to beg. You know, I see what you're talking about, Stevie, but Salt and Pepper said it clearer. All right. So anyway,
All right. Next we have a song from the Boys on the Side soundtrack, written by Sheryl Crow. Somebody Stand By Me. I never care about. I really have no feelings about this song. I don't love it or hate it. I don't care.
top three all time for me.
You're lying.
I'm lying.
You're a damn liar. You're a damn liar. Jim, do you have something to say about Somebody Stand By Me?
Yes, I really like it. It's a different style. It's, I don't know if it's a blues, jazzy. It's a different style, but she kills it.
She does.
She
Good
kills it.
vocal. Yeah.
Sings the
Yeah.
bejeebers out
I
of
mean,
it.
there's emotion there. Someone, I mean, please stand by me. You know, I mean, she's begging. It just one of her best soundtrack. It could have worked on one of her albums. It probably had to be arranged differently to work on a Stevie record, but
Right.
she kills it.
I couldn't get over that damn Bonnie Raitt song from that soundtrack. Didn't she cover that Roy Orbison song?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, yeah.
Which Roy Orbison song?
Anything
You got
you
it.
want, I got it.
When her,
I don't
and
think
it's
she's
really good.
begging as much as complaining. She's like, damn it, somebody stand by me. It's
Yeah.
not like, will you stand by me? Please stand by me. She's like, God damn it, nobody will stand by me. Sorry about my language.
Oh, say whatever the fuck you want. We don't care.
All right.
That's
Sometimes it's a bitch. Sometimes it's a breeze. Alicia, what do you think of this song?
Well, it's not one that gets put in heavy rotation in my playlist, if that's any indication. So,
Do you know what I group this one with? I group it with another song that I think you guys like it, and that other guy loved it on the podcast. But I think it's not one of my favorites. Is You May Be the One. I put that in the same style as this one.
I'm the one who loved that.
Really, I just feel like it's just like white girl blues.
That's a fun
That's
expression.
true.
That's a fun expression. White girl blues. What else falls into that category? Adele?
Yeah. What do you guys think of the new Adele song? Do you love it or what? I think it's boring.
I refuse to listen to it.
Same here.
All my
Wow,
friends,
she really looked different, eh? She really looks different now.
yes.
That's my impression when I first saw it.
the gays in Tampa can't believe the new Adele song. I'm like,
I got one to interject.
Is it good?
no,
Okay.
it's not good. Either is Somebody Stand By Me. No, I'm just kidding. Jim,
I think it's nice.
Yeah.
Adele's
I
new
looked at
song,
the-
but it's nothing like Hello.
right?
I was hoping was another big ballad.
I
Just
looked
kinda-
at the chart. Yeah. Okay. I looked at the iTunes charts today. Adele's number 2, but bookending and 1 and 3 are a couple songs called "Let's Go Brandon," and they're rap songs.
Okay.
And they're political. If you want to research that, but I'm
I'll check
leaving
it
it
out.
there.
No need. Oh, I already know.
Let's go, Brandon. I'm leaving it there.
What's number 3 and what's the other one?
There's a couple rap version of their "Let's Go, Brandon."
I know that one. What's the other one?
No, that's 1 and 3.
There's one with a real hip hop guy.
Oh,
And more
I guess I know.
more of a, I don't know, call it a country tinge, more of a, a flag waving tinge to it.
So is there really a country version and a hip hop version?
Well,
of
it's
Brandon?
both hip hop, but
Understand
one's
here?
more of a Americana.
And okay, all right. Thank
Okay.
you for that.
All right, let's go, Brandon.
I know. Oh, I hear
I'm
you.
leaving it there. I'm leaving it there.
Won't somebody stand by me? Just one time. I just got a match on Tinder and I was reading along. I'm like, nope, not gonna stand by that one. Okay. So
You're gonna stand by yourself.
yeah, I'm gonna be standing by myself for 46 more years. Okay. Sleeping Angel from the Fast Times at Richmond High soundtrack. Another
Lovely.
beautiful song
Beautiful song. Beautiful.
that could have replaced Garden and Gate and Garden.
Yeah.
Or Gate. This podcast has ripped on Gate and Garden and Highwayman. We're
And I
I
heard-
replaced
and I
any
still-
song on that album except for Edge of 17.
Oh, you don't like Belladonna, do you?
It's mediocre to me.
Wait till we get to the dance. Steven, I'm sorry to blow your cover, bro.
I'm not going to say a word on the dance.
You don't like the dance?
No, I like it. It just wasn't the experience for me that it was for everybody else.
Okay. Can you give us a little preview of why it wasn't? I'm intrigued.
Damn you, Nathan.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
I just wasn't like I didn't see the revitalized Stevie that everybody else did because of the time when that came out. That was the first time where I kind of saw her and I was like, ew, what's going on here? She just seems so matronly and it just didn't blow me away like I wanted it to.
Okay.
But I love where it falls. How Jim said that was a turning point. I agree with that.
Right.
I like the respect that came with it and the revitalized career. And then she kind of went away from what she was in the dance and became more herself. with
Okay.
Enchanted, is how I saw it.
Sure. That's valid.
By all means,
I was just glad her hair. I'm just glad her hair wasn't crimped anymore. I mean, gee,
Well, I didn't like it
Yeah.
straight in the dance either. It looked
you didn't.
really,
I like the little.
The extensions were very obvious, and it really was distracting for me.
What do you think of Christine's little short bob?
Whatever.
wonderful. 10 out of 10 on that.
Yeah.
I do give the dance 10 out of 10. I think. All right,
One interjection.
but Jim, Sleeping
Yeah.
Angel.
I know that. No, we're talking about the dance. No, this is it's just about hair.
Oh,
At the first, when they were doing the pre-interviews and the stuff, Christine was really short, and she let it grow all the way out through that tour until she quit the band.
yeah.
It got long. Like they did some Brit show or something like that, and it was pretty good and long again.
Right.
So she didn't cut her hair the whole tour. Just something to know, something to notice.
And since you have the mic, how do you feel about Sleeping Angel?
Interesting.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a terrific song. A best abortion song ever. I mean, it fits in with that abortion scene
Oh,
in that
that's true.
movie. I'm not being political. I'm just saying.
No, that is true.
It
Alicia.
fits. Okay. I mean, it's very tender, and that's a very tough moment for how you feel about that issue.
Heartbreaking.
I mean, it's hard. Yeah, it's heartbreaking.
Broke my little country heart.
Yeah, but it's this probably, if this was released, so I don't know, 5 years before then, it might have been a minor hit. I don't know, but it's
On par with Juice
It's very
Newton's
hard.
Sleeping Angel of the Morning or whatever.
Oh
it's,
God! Don't put that
Juice
in there.
Newton?
She was the fucking worst. Juice Newton.
Juice.
Play with Queen of
Hey, with the Queen of Hearts.
Okay.
Alicia, Sleeping Angel.
Yeah.
Well, here's another angel for you.
Yeah.
Put that list.
Can I get an index? Can we get an index? Please?
Yes. I have a homework assignment for you, Alicia. We need the index of the Angel song.
The excitement.
It's just, I listen to all the lyrics and you go, my goodness, she loves angels just like she likes all these different birds. I mean, you almost have to sit there and write them out and go, okay. But my comment, this is one of her, she does very, very, very few kind of upbeat, good, feel good songs, if that makes anything. This is a really romantic, I don't want to say happy, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of her songs are breakup songs.
There's no angst here.
Yeah, there's no angst. There's no, this is actually, I could put this in with like the Streisand section of like true love sort of songs. I mean, it's Stevie. It's not Streisand, but it's, you know what I'm trying to say? It's
not about a doomed love affair. It's just about a love affair.
Yes.
And you're right. She doesn't have a lot of those songs, to be honest with you. All right, Jim.
It is that.
Yeah. I put it in landslide territory, kind of the way, the feel of it, the emotion of it in the landslide territory.
Didn't she sing this on the Enchanted tour?
Yes.
Yes.
Who's
That
it
and
about?
Garbo, and that
In
that
Rose
three-
Garden, right?
Rose Garden, yeah.
Yeah,
Her
right,
acoustic set, she called it.
How
Yeah.
cool. I'd love to see.
That-
I missed that one.
Well, my wife saw it in Woodstock. I didn't. We didn't know each other.
I'm jealous. All right. Well, any thoughts on Sleeping Angel before we move on to the final track of disc 3? Alicia.
So it has like a soft silver chain. And since we were talking about silver chains on the last podcast with, watch chain. And I think
And
there was-
24 karat gold has a chain in it also.
Yeah, so it was just interesting how you can connect this one to that.
Yeah.
Talking to
Like
about
change.
it when she wrote this.
A pizza.
That mandolin instrumental part's really pretty.
Yeah.
Yes, this is one of her best songs.
Yes, it is,
Really
yeah.
a sleeper, so to speak, but it's a really, really good song.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's one of my favorites from the her early 80s period.
Well, I'll take whatever Jennifer Jason Leigh's having. I'll buy a ticket to that. Usually, I like her.
Was Jess? Okay.
I feel this song is also time, even though it's from the 80s, it's
Okay.
timeless though. Like it didn't have a
Well, you guys were going
Outdated.
back to the car like you're going to.
Yes.
You got a beef with Jennifer Jason Leigh, Laura?
Okay, just
You're
no
good.
one this time.
Let's just assume.
This is twice.
All right.
Again, we'll turn out that.
I'm muting Jim for a second because I hear people talking in your room. All right.
Rhiannon?
Oh, most important piece on the whole set.
Yes.
We have it
According to
officially released. Stevie Nicks, and let's not even talk about where she decides to pick the tempo up at the end. How do you all feel
I
about
mention it if you won't.
how do you all feel about Rhiannon, the Enchanted piano version?
I would like to hear her soft, acoustic version, but with a professional piano player. Like, in the Belladonna tour with
Yeah.
Roy Bittan. Wouldn't that have been nice with him playing a professional?
Yes.
Not like her with her plunk, plunk,
Still
plunk,
around.
plunk.
Why can't she bring him back? He's still around.
Why can't she
Well,
use
Or
whatever beautiful
anybody. Anybody who could play a piano professionally.
I did appreciate the context that it allowed us to see of how she writes her songs. Like I do think there's value in that. That's all I got.
Well, that's your opinion, Jeremy.
My opinion's right.
You're right about that. You're right about that.
Ooh, Nathan's getting a little wild, baby. I'm ready for
But
this.
then it kind of drags on like Lady does, you know, it gets repetitive. So I
Yeah.
think with a real professional piano player with a little editing would have been perfect.
I would
But
just
it's for
leave
hearts in
that
the right
for
place.
demos.
Hmm?
There's a couple beautiful Rihanna demos out there that you could just clean them up just a little bit.
And she's playing it, right? Like,
Did
it's
she play
beautiful.
her? Did she play
And
a
it
piano?
sounds yeah, and it sounds beautiful. It's very simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it doesn't need a professional guy in there, but
Yeah.
that would have been better than what we ended up with.
All right, Jim, I muted you for a second because we're getting background noise, but get to okay.
Okay. All right. Well, this version, it's a little bit over raw. You know, it gets kind of wild there at times. Rhiannon. Okay. But the American Horror Story version is better. It's good. It's raw. It's in that little bit in the movie. It's
dogging.
so
It's an interesting way to end off this iconic box set, for sure. I
didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I thought I was on mute.
I appreciate what it is. Oh yeah, baby.
yeah, there's some legs.
Why say what only words? Why say with words what only that can say?
Mm-hmm. Nice. She's got some. There's a lot of detail in her duds. Let's spend that money and make some good stuff.
Alicia, what do you think of Rhiannon Enchanted acoustic version?
Yes, please.
I remember because this was one of my first albums I bought. I was impressed, but as I went further into her catalog and live, the bootlegs and whatnot, it
24 karat.
started to go down the list, so to speak.
Right.
And also looking back at it, I mean, I get why she put Rhiannon on it, and I get why it's probably the song that is most associated with her, besides maybe Landslide at this point. But
And honestly, just to jump in, I feel like Landslide at that time wasn't as iconic as it is now. Like, I think that started with the dance, but I think at this time Rhiannon probably was more of her signature song.
okay,
Right.
but it's, how do you put it? This box set, because it does cover all of her solo stuff up to that point, it really showcased how good her solo material is. I mean, this is probably the creme de la creme of the solo material. And it's great to have that one song that was so closely connected to her, but it's also kind of sad.
No.
It's that, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, Jeremy?
It's a weird representation of such an iconic song, but I think it served its purpose. I'll take it. Why not? I'm glad it's at the end, so I can get up and turn it off if I don't want to listen.
My favorite piano demo is I think they call it the Birds Rising demo. It's the one when she's talking to Richard and Lindsay through the glass. Isn't that the coolest one?
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Tower, the original piano demo of the Tower. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very heartbreaking. And I like Forest of Black Roses. That's another.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Love that song.
Yes.
Mistaken Love.
Mistaken Love. Planets of the Universe, the original Planets.
Oh yeah.
All right. So before I knew we are gonna spend a little time on this one. I feel like the rest of them will kind of zip through. But Enchanted, essential or not essential for a Stevie Nicks fan?
Essential. Buy it if you don't have it.
I say essential.
Yes, it's essential.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard because I think it's out of print at this point.
Oh,
so
wow.
you're going to have to.
Yeah,
you will have to hit up your UCD stores.
I see for big bucks on eBay.
And did it come out in 98?
Yeah.
Because I remember I worked at Arby's at the time in my hometown, Phonogenics, New York. And I had a friend that was driving to Buffalo to the record store, and he bought me the Enchanted box set and Madonna's Nothing Really Matters maxi single the same day and brought him back to me, I believe. So there's that little story.
Yeah.
Jim,
It's her best package for the size. I mean, the one, the recent one, Stand Back. I don't even own it yet, or maybe never will. But
Yeah. We'll probably spend 5 minutes talking about that one.
Yeah.
How long?
It's a good for a non-fan. They say, well, what's Stevie Nicks? Well, here you go.
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
it'd be a good intro. It'd be a good intro.
And it's interesting because, you know, coming only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, only 6 years after Time Space, I feel like they're both essential collections. And all right. Do you guys need a break before we tackle the rest of these compilations, or are we good to power on? How does everyone feel?
I could go. It's up to you guys.
Keep going. I feel like these other ones we're not going to talk about for too long.
No. Okay.
I'll make it long.
All right.
Drag it out, Jim. Drag it out.
Yeah, I'll make it long.
Yeah.
That's what she said, honey. All right.
Draw it out.
The next is the sound. Is it the soundstage sessions or the Crystal Visions? What was next?
Crystal Vision.
Well, if you
Crystal Visions.
All right. So then we get another greatest hits package, Crystal Visions, which has a DVD of her videos, which is cool, right?
Yeah.
talk about that
With a
dance
commentary.
remix. How about that dance remix?
Yeah. There's the dance remix of
Yes.
Dreams, right? Here's the CD.
Oh, yeah, with Deep Dish. Forgot about that.
I do play that
It's
one.
on here. Okay.
This one actually does have Silver Springs on it.
There was a clear vinyl version that I bought.
Oh man, I want.
Yeah. So there's the vinyl. This is when the compilation started to feel kind of like cash grabs to me a little bit.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
She had
Well-
she had a couple songs with the Melbourne Symphony, which I didn't need them. I didn't need it on CD.
It would have been cool if she would have released an entire thing based around that, right?
Yeah, but even
That
then,
was
I didn't.
filmed, actually. That was filmed. I don't know why it wasn't commercially released.
Yeah.
Agree.
In tandem with, you know, Trouble in Shangri-La was a great era. Then she had Say You Will, and then I think this is what came next.
Yeah.
And this is when her concert tour started. There came a point in the mid 2000s where she started really doing the same set list, and everything started to really, really feel like a formula. And I remember going to go ahead, Roland.
And she was doing smaller venues like casinos and fairs and stuff like that. I mean, you know, the attraction of this is the commentaries on the videos.
But 2005 is when she
Oh,
started
yeah.
playing Caesars, and she would play a week at
Where is this?
call it a week at Caesars. So you know she wasn't playing, right?
I had the
Well,
Crystal
it's like
Visions
it's
tour
baseball.
book, and it was like the cheapest thing ever made.
Oh, wasn't it ugly?
Oh
It was
my
the
God.
ugliest thing on earth.
It had two
What?
pages that were the same.
Designed by her brother.
Oh, okay.
It said "The boots are back" was the what it said.
They should never have gone.
He had some orthopedic issues.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
The most valuable thing on this collection, I feel, were the behind the scenes of the
I
Belladonna.
agree.
I was going to say the DVD is probably what I would tell a casual fan.
Yeah,
That's what made this compilation is the DVD.
I feel like the CD is a hot mess though, because you know you have Silver Springs from '76 or '77 with Fleetwood Mac. Then you have Dreams, followed by Dreams with Deep Dish. They had a new vocal.
Oh.
A little weird sequencing.
Rhiannon Live,
Yeah.
but it was like a newer. It wasn't. Which was that with the Melbourne?
Yep.
It was like a newer
What?
Rhiannon, right?
I think.
I'm
It's
gonna
like the 2000s version.
Crystal Visions. I'm gonna say trash. Only good for the DVD.
Right. Well,
It's also interesting that this is the first
big-
time she really, since we're going through the greatest hits, she really started relying heavily on her Fleetwood Mac hits.
Right. Because she always had a really solid line between her solo and Fleetwood Mac. So this is we had the piano version of Rhiannon, but that didn't offend me at all on Enchanted.
So
Yeah, I have nothing else to say about Crystal Visions. I say not essential. I give it, Jim, go ahead.
oh, we got a lot to talk about.
well,
Have any of you heard the Axwell version of Deep Dish Dreams? Axwell. It's a remix.
There's another version?
It's a AXWELL, and you put Deep Dish Dreams, and you can get it on YouTube. It's I don't know. It's just a real. It's a very electronic.
Okay.
I've heard about 100.
Gosh, I'm surprised none of you guys ever heard that. It's
Probably
just
have.
I play
It's
it
been
all.
a long time.
What?
It's been such a long time since that came out. Like we probably did hear them all, but it doesn't stand out.
Well, it stands out on its own. It's a very electronic, and they repeat one of our lines to the sound over and over like 12 times, but it fits. And they lower this, they trail it off, let's make it lighter and lighter and softer. It's something to listen to. Is
it on that CD collection?
No, it's something on the internet.
Okay.
I don't own it or anything. It's
You
just
have
something out
you have
there
the single CD with all the different versions on it?
of the Deep Dish.
Yeah. There's
No,
like 5 or 6 different tracks.
it could be on there, or it could be just an independent piece of work. It's just
There it is. There's the Deep Dish single.
Oh,
is there an Axwell?
Yep.
AX,
Okay.
That's the third track on here, Jim.
Okay. I've heard it. Don't remember it, but I've heard it.
We have to check it out. So this was the Stand Back remixes. They also did a remix of Stand Back.
Okay.
Nothing touched
really
the
is a good dance solo and Stand Back, and it would be.
Nothing touched the Planets of the Universe remixes. Though those are my favorite. All right, so I need to check out the Deep Dish Axwell.
Yeah, it's worth taking a look. It might say
note,
what? It's really, I think it's just cool.
Oh, cool. I'll listen to it again.
It's I don't know if it's like a club, friendly, like Planets, but it's kind of in that ballpark. And the DVD, the CD, I probably maybe played maybe a couple times. Really, it's just a repeat. The Melbourne stuff is pretty good. It's a good and different take on it.
I see the booklet has like explanations of the songs, but I never even bothered to it just didn't grab my attention.
Yeah, and the DVD part, I love that it had a collection of all her videos.
Yeah.
And the commentary is funny and silly and informative. I think she sat down one afternoon and did that, and I think at the end she was getting a little loopy. I don't think she was doing having a little wine or anything. I think she was just getting a little, it was done. I can tell it was just done real fast in one time. It was just a one run through.
Right.
It just finished this thing, but it was good.
What do you think the reason for this was? Because of course it made sense for Time Space to come out because her career was kind of at a low, and that was a good time for a greatest hits. It was. And then Enchanted was a great follow up to The Dance. I think that was a great time for that. Did we really need another greatest hits when this came out? I just didn't understand why we needed it.
Well, I wonder if it was something to do with the Melbourne Symphony. As somebody said, she filmed, I know, at least one show there. Did she not film a couple more? Because at that time she was doing a big kind of an orchestra. I wonder if that kind of fell through, but she was expected to deliver X, Y, and Z to the studio. So this is what happened. I don't know. I'm just speculating here. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, because it was filmed. It's on the internet.
Didn't they mess up the filming though?
That's what I heard. Yeah, Steven, that's what I heard.
This came out in 2007.
He probably got so mad when that happened and scrapped the whole project.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish she put the Edge of 17 video instead of the live one that we've always seen from the live concert. You know, the one where she's walking on the beach.
Yeah.
Her brother shakes her. It's kind of cheesy and cheap looking, but you know, it's still the video.
Yeah, forgot about that one.
2007, this came out. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more.
Well, any thoughts on Crystal Visions? Go ahead, Jim.
Just one. The Belladonna, you know, the recording where it's pretty raw. Stevie just in a blouse singing away, and just a lot of it's just where she's singing, just doing a run through, you know, and not putting up the greatest vocal in the world. But it just shows kind of her, you know, what she is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like practice, you know, football practice, but this was singing practice, and you're doing run throughs, and then that stuff where she, you know, she puts the middle finger up. She give them both guns, you know. The girl, that's
both guns.
That's funny. That's funny because I think
she's cute, isn't she?
There was a little contention there. I don't know what, and she was giving them both guns for some reason.
Yeah.
And they're still together, so it must have been something little. But I like that little insight, just you know, especially the leather and lace and, you know, blue lamp. I mean, there's some good stuff. It's well worth the purchase right there. And they didn't clean it up much.
No, they didn't.
It had that little line at the bottom from the tracking was off. I mean, they didn't bother. They just put it on. They put it on digital. They didn't work on the you know, clean that up a little bit. But I mean, it's a good package. I mean, the CD part is just an afterthought, but this is, I play that occasionally. The DVD part, that.
Yeah, I think we all agree, worth it only for the DVD.
Right.
Yes.
But they should have just released the damn DVD.
Yes,
All right.
with more stuff, with additional stuff.
So what about rock and roll? Because that was the only
Oh, I know.
kind of like the new song for this album, besides the live of Melbourne.
That was the new song for a few tours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it was dire times being a Stevie Nicks fan.
Oh man, the thirst. Oh,
I mean, it's really interesting that there is no new song that was really promoting this.
Right.
Yeah.
well, there was the Dreams remix. That was the Dreams dance thing. That was a big deal, wasn't it?
I kind of didn't care about it at the time.
Well, Jeremy,
It was a little big
you are, and
I just didn't care about it. I didn't.
The video's kind of cool. Stevie's not in it, unfortunately. But
Oh, it's that girl who walks into she goes to a bar, a nightclub. That's the video.
Type of thing or something.
All right.
All I'm saying is it got some traction. So you guys are like, oh, there wasn't a single, there wasn't a new song. Well, there was that dance thing, that dance thing of Dreams, which got some traction.
Yeah, it did.
It
Not
was
anywhere
released
that I was.
first, though. It wasn't a single.
Okay.
It wasn't a single.
All right. I'm not going to die on this hill, so.
And they did the Stand Back remixes also around that time. Were those popular?
I think so. I would imagine.
Yeah.
It
All
seems
right.
like it's getting all of her stuff remixed. It's just weird when you go listening through and you have Silver Springs and then you have the remix of Dreams. It's
Right.
just,
It's jarring.
yes.
It's like when Madonna released Greatest Hits Volume 2 and it had like erotica into Don't Cry For Me Argentina, the original Evita version. It's not even the remix. Maybe it was like Human Nature, but whatever song was before, it's like, who the hell sequenced this? And I know Stevie's like the first one to pat herself on the back and be like, I'm the album sequencer. She must have had someone else do this one. All right, so 2 years after the monumental, life-changing Crystal Visions, we get a live album called Soundstage, which I have this. They're giving out this promo at the clubs. And then there was a DVD and CD version.
Ooh.
I think I watched it once, and the time I watched it, I was like, "Oh, this is pretty good. It's better than I thought." But I didn't watch it twice. So, what do you guys all think of Soundstage?
I just watched it. Sorry.
We'll do Roland, Alicia, and then Nathan.
I've just watched it a few times, and she looks great. But it's to me, it's her voice. I mean, listen to Sarah. It's oh my god, compared to let's say the fantastic 1980 Fleetwood Mac live version, and her shouty. If anyone falls, I mean, I'm not crazy about her vocals. And why is "Crash Into Me" and that Bonnie Raitt song there? I mean, why?
They were like it was like
their own songs.
It was like the follow up to Rock and Roll. Like it went Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Then we got Crash Into. And then we got a Bob Seger song for a couple tours. Also, remember she never recorded it.
Oh yeah,
I really like that song because I really like Bob Seger. Then You Wreck Me too, but it's not my turn, so I'm interjecting.
It's not a CD. It's not a CD I listen to a lot. It's her voice. It's her voice.
Does everyone remember what the Bob Seger song was? Like The Fire Inside or
Face
something?
The Promise.
Yeah. Promise.
Face the Promise.
Face the Promise. Right, that's right.
God,
Which was the name of his album that he released in about 2007, right about the time that Crystal Visions came out. So you know how she likes to keep up on people's music, probably especially her contemporaries. She probably gets all the new Jackson Browne albums and all the new Bob. Right?
She does. I bought Jackson Browne's new album. It was all right.
So you see what I'm saying? So from that standpoint, it's not a surprise that she would pick a song like Face the Promise off of his shit that came to include as a live. So, but I really like that song because I really like Bob Seger.
I love Bob Seger. And you know what? That Bonnie Raitt song, the original version, I loved Circle Dance from Longing in Their Hearts was the album I think it was from.
Well, she also had Vanessa Carlton for the DVD with the one. They did one or two songs there.
Right.
Circle Dance and the One. That's right.
So,
which both of those songs just make me cry my ass off.
Steven.
I'm wanting to ask all you guys how you compare this video to the most current one, because it seems like I'm the polar opposite of you guys on that. I think she sounds way better in this video than she does in the current one that just came out.
I feel like she's more invested in back into her artistry in the new video.
Yeah.
This one was like she was like treading water from like 2004 to 2011.
Yeah.
I mean, rock and roll, Led Zeppelin. Alicia.
Steven, I kind of agree with you. If I had to choose, I'd probably listen to this album over the 24 Karat. To me, it has more of a punch. I guess I like this album more, or this live one, if I had to choose. But the 24 Karat one has a bunch of different songs. This does seem like it's a jukebox Stevie, I guess, to a certain degree, if that makes any sense.
Circle, man. She was,
Jukebox Stevie is like the perfect way to sum up this whole damn era.
There's like 10 tracks only on this.
It's also really interesting with Soundstage because I remember getting it, and I don't have a physical copy because I did MP3 because it was I can't remember who, but if you got it, then you got Gold Dust and Edge of 17.
Okay.
And so it was 12 tracks, and this is when I just became a new fan. So when this came out, I was like, oh, this is the first new album of anything she was releasing. And so that was a big deal. And to hear a 10-minute version of Gold Dust and like a 12-minute version of Edge was such a big deal for me. So I remember enjoying this album, and I played it quite a good bit.
Really?
It's good. It's quality.
I mean, I really enjoyed it. This got a lot of repeats. I think this song I didn't particularly care for, and I agree with whoever said Sarah. As I started picking up the older versions, live versions of Sarah, I can. I don't know if you could say her voice. I don't know how to explain it. I think her voice is a little too low, or she just couldn't.
Yeah.
I don't know it needs a more agile voice to kind of move it. And
Yeah.
she seems to be a little more.
It's a soft song. You need a little nuance.
Yes. Yes. So it doesn't quite. It's not as good if you pick up an older version and you go, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
But as a new fan back in 08, 09, whenever this came out, I thought it was a great live track.
I still think
But it was really interesting because you didn't have all the clapping and applauding in between all the songs too. So that's another
nice.
thing.
That's one part.
Remember
Never
how dire
listened
this
to
era was, though? You had like the Gold Dust tour, and then the Crystal Visions tour, and then this tour, then that tour, and it was always the same.
Oh, there was the Pondering the Millennium tour.
And there would always be like
the first
the
one.
one.
Yeah. I got a T-shirt.
Is that what that looks
Is that
like?
the one with the rainbow and the pot of gold? That's the T-shirt, right? The pot of gold and the rainbow.
It was
Or was it the kind of like the fairy girl thing?
with the long streaming.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I've seen that.
We're
My wife bought that sweater, and it's mine now.
Keeping Christopher Nixon business since 1980.
Yeah, the other one was the rainbow and the gold dust tour, I guess, with the rainbow and the pot of gold, which was so silly. It looked like something from Lucky Charms, the cereal.
Part of me is tempted to go find my Crystal Visions tour book just because it was so bad. But
It was
no, it wasn't.
We're done with that.
It was
No,
ugly,
it
and
was.
there was another one from this time where the fonts are
All right,
so
keep
messed up
talking.
in it.
keep talking. We're gonna find this shit.
Yeah, but the fonts are all messed up in it.
She looked great on that tour.
I've seen that tour. Yes, I've seen that tour at the casino.
Oh, all right.
Vegas?
No. It was in Toronto. She played two nights. That ugly. The bag. The boots are back.
Boots
that
are back.
looking. Huh?
Oh, I didn't see it. Sorry.
Get it?
Oh,
Now I'm.
why didn't they not use the one that was in Enchanted then?
I
Yeah,
swear.
exactly. Why use a?
Picture.
I thought there were two pages that were exactly the same. Maybe I'm imagining.
They were two, and they were mostly shots of Stevie Nicks in darkness. Like you see her shadow, or she's very in. You can't see her at all. And why did they pick those pictures? And two, like you said, were replicated.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's her face? Exactly.
It was a dire time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look at. Okay. Here's page 4.
Yeah.
What?
And there's this page.
Yeah.
Same picture.
And no disrespect to Al Ortiz, but I don't need a full page of Al Ortiz.
We're about to get one though. Let's
Yeah, we got Yeah, a full page. Al Ortiz.
I couldn't pass this up though. I'm glad I have it just to remember that
Yeah.
era, because it was certainly an era of Stevie.
I don't regret buying it, but ugly.
So let's do one more final list of all the new songs from the era. There was Rock and Roll, The One, Crash Into
Circle Dance.
Circle Dance. Yep. Was it Crash Into Me? Face the Promise, and then You Wreck Me.
You wrecked me.
Really?
Right?
Yeah, she did. You wrecked me at a couple shows, Jim. Don't you remember that?
Yeah.
It's Tom Petty, right?
I have to find that.
I
Was it good?
Yeah, she did it in Tampa, I feel like.
Oh.
Good.
It did not change my life. Just like anything from this era, none of it changed my life.
Yeah.
The boots are back, baby. All right, any thoughts on okay, Jim.
Yeah, I think I like this. This is a very good performance. You got to remember that it was designed for the PBS crowd.
Okay.
A little bit, a little bit more uptown, a little bit older audience. So it's a little more subdued.
And didn't it
So
originally
I'm
get
looking at
released?
that one.
wasn't it originally released kind of as a PBS exclusive? Because they always sell their stuff.
Yeah, they that was heavily
You know
promoted.
it's going to be quality.
What?
PBS,
I
you know
think-
it's going to be good quality. They don't.
I think
they don't
PBS
release
showed a
crappy-
shorter version of the whole video. on
Okay,
TV.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think it was a well done. I mean, Stevie looked good and she sang good. I mean, I have particular individual things I could critique here. You know, the staging was very modern. You know, that stuff in the background was kind of cool. I mean, it was, you know, Vanessa didn't detract. You know, you don't want to be up there like you're by yourself for what, an hour and a half or whatever this was. And it might just kind of, you know, change it up a little. And Crash is the one that is the highlight. You know, I think it's very sexy, you know, way she look, you're dirty at the end. You know, it's and the circle dance was it's not as good as Bonnie, but it's pretty good. I mean, she put her heart into it. I mean, she did it and felt, you know. Oh, the thing is with Sarah, I think some of you were kind of you know, not really lit up by it, and I look at it as like she was. Oh, what?
I was lit up by it.
Me too. I thought it was good.
The Sarah?
Yeah. But go on.
Well, I'm really attached to that White Winged Dove one. That was just.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
This looks to me. I mean, I think it was the only version, and then this one live that I know of, unless you went to shows. But she didn't do Sarah for the longest time.
Right.
This is special. It was
So
special.
when I saw this, it was like I didn't think there was like really feeling in it. You know, there wasn't like, it was kind of
PBS.
I mean it's just, she just sang through it, and then there was
That's
no
good.
but that White Winged Dove show, I mean, that's in those Fleetwood Mac days. There is a Sarah live version from Tuss that was on MTV a lot, and that was really good. But this was like a cover. To me, it's her song, is one of her best songs, and it's like that performance was like, maybe I'm missing something, but it felt to me like a cover.
Maybe it wasn't the most exciting version, but it certainly was professionally done and well delivered, and wasn't
it was
let down or lacking, especially considering she hadn't done it in 100 years. To your point,
yeah, it was.
And given her age and where her talent is at, that was phenomenal.
It was a subdued version of the song. That's what's cool about that song, is it almost sounds like something swelling under a, you know, and so I really think that she captured it with that performance.
I mean, like Gold Dust and Edge, all the versions through the years have been great.
In the back of my mind, from the one time I watched this, I think I remember Sarah being like, "Oh, this isn't bad." That's kind of sticking out in my mind.
And she did all the little special lyrics at the time. You know, people didn't know that she was going to do all those weird.
And did she tell some good stories before the songs? I feel like there were some good stories.
She also sang with her whole body. Like, she doesn't do that a whole lot anymore. Like, her whole body was into the song, and that was really interesting.
Maybe that's You know what the real shame is that they didn't get Beauty and the Beast on that bitch, because the film rights or something.
And there were some great
version
versions.
that's on the CD of that, the Beauty and the Beast of that is as good as anything she's ever done, I think.
My sister loves that Beauty and the Beast live version on Soundstage. She always asks me to play it. So
okay, something to find.
So,
it's beautiful, Jim.
To go a little personal, I did move a guy down with me that only stayed with me for a week, and he left me for like an 80-year-old because he was on meth. But at the end of that week, Stevie Nicks was in concert. I went to see her at the fairgrounds, and like the fair was there, and she ended with Beauty and the Beast. And I just remember, like, I was devastated in my life, and her versions of Beauty and the Beast from that era were great. Like, I just remember, like, really feeling it.
She would come out in this fancy.
Now.
She would come out in this fancy dress and have her hair up too, like very, very coiffed and very, it was a big deal.
That was one nice thing about this whole era, because then the next tour she ended with Has Anyone Ever Written Anything for You? And then
or Love Is.
After that, it was Love Is. So she always ended with like the epic, even though, and I'm saying over and over, like, oh, she was going through the motions. I still loved my fucking Stevie concert though. Like, even if it was the same set list and I was a little like maybe not inspired by her as a current artist at the time, it was still an experience to go there and hear these damn songs. And I loved every one of the shows. I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there that even though this era might not be her most artistic, forward thinking, there were some great shows and some great versions of the songs.
So. I mean, I remember going to see the shows and the people loved her. I mean, I think maybe because we're more, fans for a long time and more critical because of that.
Yeah.
Right. The people loved her. I mean, they were lots of people there, but, they loved the show.
Yeah, there's absolutely some energy there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, so after 6, 7, 8 years of kind of becoming a Stevie Nicks jukebox, we get a clip on Twitter that she's working with Dave Stewart. And then out of the blue, we get this album called In Your Dreams, which we talked about for about 3 or 4 hours one night. But all of a sudden, Stevie, the artist, was unexpectedly back. And I kind of feel she never slipped back into that legacy artist mode. She's kind of kept the artistry going through In Your Dreams and the 24 Karat Gold and the tour. It'll be interesting to see what she does next. But somewhere in the middle of all this, we get another greatest hits album.
Oh, yeah.
Stand Back. There was a 1-disc and a 2-disc version, right?
3 discs.
Oh, 3-disc, yes.
3, yeah.
So I have them both. I have the 3-disc and the 2-disc. And just so you guys know, there's a Walmart exclusive vinyl version of it, which I bought just because I wanted Blue Denim on vinyl, because that's one of my favorite Stevie Nicks songs. And I thought it was cool to put it on the record player.
That might be yummy.
I don't know this. I'm not familiar with this album, so I'm going to just take a bathroom break.
Okay. It's Stand Back, 1981 through 2017. What do you think the purpose of this was? Was it once again to introduce the younger people to Stevie? Like, why? Money, right? A cash grab. Go ahead, Alicia.
Well, one, I do think it is a cash grab, but it was happening right when she was doing her big push to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Oh,
yeah.
I never would have thought of that.
So I think this is right. So it was that year when she got inducted, or she was. So this was kind of the coming, like, see, this is why I got it put in. Here's the songs. This is what I've done. This too is the reason to buy this. But if you've got every one of her albums, it really does start eliminating.
So the 3-disc, the first one's the hits, the second one's duets, then the third one's live versions, right?
Yeah, kind of.
Her song with Lana Del Rey's on here. I did love that song from her Lust for Life album.
Yes.
You do get Magnet and Steel on here.
Yeah. It confirms.
Oh, that's the Christmas song too.
Needles and Pins. With
Needles and Pins, which was a big hit. They played that on the radio a lot. It was a live version, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We get Cheaper Than Free back again once more, just in case you missed it the first time.
They should have put Italian Summer.
Yeah, but the theme was this too was duets. That's why they have the Cheaper Than Free. It's the duets.
I did love that song. You Can't Fix This. Did you like You Can't
Moonlight?
Yes, that is a great song.
Yeah, that was a great song about her friend's son that died of a drug addiction, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I know it was David Gall, and it was originally, he bought like the original console.
Oh, from Sunset Sound?
The
Yes.
the Nev board.
It was
or
for
something.
that documentary and that was her contribution to that. So
I
that's where
loved
that
it.
song-
It's dark
I
metal.
love the one for Sheryl Crow. You're not the one. It's very
that was-
witchy.
That was an outtake from Come On, Come On, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Which ended up on a B-side.
Jim?
Yes, the I love the You Can't Fix This. I love the David Letterman version.
Oh, yeah.
That was a live. I mean, a lot of musicians, a lot of coordination, and very. It's a very dark song, and those musicians. Some of those are in the pretty hard rock groups, and they, heck, Stevie can play with the Roots and everybody, and heavy metal people, and just pull it off.
She really tore into that song. And that's the only new song we've gotten from her since 24 Karat Gold, right? Except for the Show Them the Way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's very good live in that clip. I mean, that's the one I play. I play the one with, and it's funny where David Grohl cuts her a little bit of a smile there right towards the end when they're kind of looking at each other. They're just the band. I mean, you can tell when a band's really liking what they're doing,
right?
And that was just a good little band moment. Just a piece of
I know
work.
what you're talking about. That kicks ass, dude. That Dave Letterman thing. Dude,
She had a great song.
She was doing it up then. She was doing it right.
Yeah.
She showed the stuff that night.
Steven, do you like that song?
Gave us the
I'm just
goods.
curious.
Yeah.
So we all agree.
Mhm.
I played that a lot. Roland, you don't like it?
I'm not crazy about it. It's
Okay.
not memorable to me. It's not catchy. I still, to this day, I don't know the lyrics and I don't know the melody to it very well.
It's it's an acquired taste.
It sounds like a made-up jam song.
Well,
She also did have that song, Your Hand, I Will Never Let It Go.
Wait.
That's from a movie, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I when I was looking into this, I played it once and okay. She didn't write it, one thing. I was going to play some of these again. I just didn't get a time. But there's some here that are just like super rare, like that Christmas song. It's like you barely hear Stevie. I seen a video. It's nice. But she threw every duet she ever had in this.
It's kind of unnecessary. It's my impression of the Santa Claus song.
I mean, it's kind of stretching it. It makes it thins it out a little bit. Some of these things.
Yeah.
Too far from
If the theme was duets, she should have put the Sandy Stewart song "I Pretend."
Oh yeah,
Cat Dancer.
Yeah, even Cat Dancer. She's on that.
I mean,
They'll Make My Way song. This is track 2.
Or the Sheryl Crow Strong Enough would have been great on here.
yeah.
Oh, look at, we have Crash Into Me live, Circle Dance live. They're all on. Is Rock and Roll on here? Oh yeah, it is. They're all on here.
Oh yeah.
Angel live. Is that from Fleetwood Mac?
That's from the '81, the Belladonna thing.
It's from the live
Oh, okay.
'81 version.
Okay, yeah.
That's the original. That'd be the original Angel.
Yeah.
So I
For the
don't
index.
I don't think this is an essential release, in my opinion. It has some cool curios on it, but I can take it or leave it. How do you guys feel?
Most
Same.
superfluous, unnecessary release of the entire catalog. Maybe
Yeah.
that right there.
I thought it
There's
was
Yeah, when they,
And I shop at Walmart, so But I do like when I shop at Walmart that I go through and I see that shit in there. And
Yeah, I just saw the Go-Go's Greatest Hits album was reissued on vinyl, so I had to pick it up. Jim, I saw your hand was up.
Yes. Well, there may be a reason I don't own this. There's just nothing really in here new that would strike me to go. If I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy the 6 LP a set.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to buy the whole thing. And
Might
it's
as
like
well.
70, 80. It's 70, 80 bucks, you know.
So during this era, we also had the Wild Heart and Belladonna reissues, which we already went into previously, but that's another
Okay,
thing that came out.
I don't have those.
There's some cool
Like,
things on
no?
there, but
Yeah.
If anybody here has any audio skills, wouldn't it be cool if you could take that reissued Wild Heart version of Sable on Blonde with the long piano part at the beginning and you don't know what's
Yes.
Can somebody do that over, like, just loop that shit for 5 minutes and then if they feel like doing the drum beat, right? Wouldn't that be cool?
maybe I'll work on it one of these days.
I'd pay for that song because that's that's what they call that. Is that a banger?
I don't know, Nathan. You have a lot of checks in the mail already. I don't trust you're going to pay for that one.
It's a bop.
It's a bop. All right, so we only have one more officially released album that we haven't talked about. Nathan asked if we're going to do Red Rocks, but not tonight. We're just doing the official CDs, which there never was one of Red Rocks. But there should be, though. The final Stevie Nicks album to talk about. And hopefully she releases something new so we can all meet again and talk about it right when it comes out, because that'll be fun as hell, won't it?
Mm-hmm.
Stevie, you better be writing out there. There's a crew of 6 of us that want to talk about it. Okay. So after 24 Karat Gold and after the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and after Lindsey Buckingham got fired from Fleetwood Mac and she went on tour.
Those are your words.
Okay.
What? I thought that was prior.
Well, all these things happen, and then coronavirus hits. So the world stops, and
No
Stevie
way.
Nicks finishes the film of the 24 Karat Gold tour. And that will always be a COVID-19 memory of me going to the movie theater and sitting there by myself and watching it on the big screen. It really was what my soul needed at the time. Like, it was a night I'll never forget. I really enjoyed being my own date. I had my little popcorn and my Diet Coke. And, here, the CD came out at Target exclusively. And then there was the DVD. But
Where did you get the DVD?
On Amazon. Amazon
On
had it.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
So
the digital.
I just thought Stevie really enjoyed herself on this tour. I did see it live in Tampa.
Yeah.
I rented the Loft. She brought some songs back that, for the life of me, I never thought I'd hear live, like Belladonna, Wild Heart.
Yeah.
I know Steven didn't love where her voice was at the time, but what her voice lacked, I feel like her heart made up for me. The only thing I don't like about this whole era is her damn tribute to Prince in the intro to Moonlight. Because I love that version of Moonlight, and I don't need this is for Prince. Like, I don't need it. So whoever does that audio of Sable on Blonde also needs to remix the live.
Just cut it out.
Cut it out. I love.
I owe you an edit. I will get an edit to you. I promise.
Oh my God! Yes,
I will get it to you. I'm so sorry. We've talked about that for months.
that will
I'll
make
do it.
my world. So how did you all feel about the film and the 24 Karat Gold live album?
I love it. I love the tour. It gives me happy memories of the show I saw in Seattle. It's a great collection. I mean, what I noticed. Alicia asked about the DVD. What I didn't appreciate was that I had to buy this first separately. This is the CD, and to get the DVD, you had to buy the DVD to come to the CDs again, which is like, it's like a cash grab in some weird way. So,
See, I got one that's just the DVD. All this is DVD.
oh, in Canada, you had to buy the DVD with this again for some reason. This was
Oh,
repackaged.
really? Oh, damn.
Yeah. And also, I noticed that your Target version has it in nice gold foil. This one doesn't. This is just like regular. Yeah, yours is foil. Mine is not.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
So Target's really made a name for itself, being like the place where you can get new music,
exclusives. Yeah.
physical
The
copies.
deluxe version.
Because every
Yeah.
damn time Lana Del Rey has a new album out, I have to go get the Target cover.
So
So,
great set. I love this.
Steven, just out of curiosity, what was it that you didn't love about this era or album?
I just think Soundstage is done so much better than this concert. It's such a.
Oh, okay. Well,
Her voice is deteriorated, and then the quality of the product just isn't there. They didn't do anything with it.
See, I loved Belle Fleur.
yeah.
I actually loved Gypsy, except for the "Hey, hey, baby."
Hey,
and then
hey,
the crowd-
baby, wave, hey.
and then the crowd noise getting dubbed in. Like that just was maybe the
that's
cringiest
cheesy.
moment of Stevie Nicks' whole career. I could just see her in the studio like, "Oh, turn the crowd up." After that, they did not get loud in concert during that part.
Yeah,
Anytime
it's
I was there,
Gypsy waving back at her.
did the crowd go wild when you guys were there in the stadium when she waved? No.
No, I don't remember that.
Well, I think they were happy to hear the song, but I remember kind of being jarred when she did that. I was like, what? It just doesn't seem to fit Gypsy. No offense.
I know her hand movements of late are just terrible. I mean, most of them are just pre-planned. You see her; she moves her hands the exact same way with that particular song in the exact every concert. There's no spontaneity sometimes.
I remember she did Secret Love on some talk show, and she was really doing the hand motions. Like,
Oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah. It's age. It's a fortune. It's age. She's not as spontaneous, and she's been wearing that same damn black dress for the last almost 15 years. Same dress. Same dress.
we need to reinvent the Rock a Little album, but with Stevie's modern hand motions.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Stevie said burn it. Steven said torch it.
Burn those black dresses.
Oh,
If for someone who has such pretty clothes over the last 40 odd years of her career, I mean, bring those back. Bring some color back. Bring back the Belladonna cape. It doesn't have to be special for just one song.
but don't you love the stand back cape? The good old stand back cape.
That's fine.
Yes, at least to add some variety for one song.
What about
But
the
you know where
Goldust
that
woman
started,
cape?
Roland? That all started in the dance.
Did it?
That was the
With
beginning. That was the
The-
beginning
the-
of that black uniform.
What?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, around then. Yeah.
Did she ever deviate from that? Really? Since then?
Not. She wore a bit of burgundy sometimes for the Fleetwood Mac shows, but then for the last 10 years, it's that same black dress. You look at the pictures, it's the same black dress.
Same dress and same hair, except for
Uniform.
"Say You Will." She parted in the middle, which was weird.
Yes, yeah.
All right.
Well, I have to say, just kind of looking through this, because I'm kind of like Steven. After the first 3 or 4 songs, I realized she didn't have the voice that she did. I enjoyed the 24 karat because when you're there in the moment and that experience, it's just fun to hear the music turned up so loud. But listening to the album or the live one, it was more, now I'm really listening to all the notes and how far she could go and I realized that her backup singers were doing a lot more.
The heavy lifting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that was, I think that's why I liked Soundstage more than this one. And then I can't help, and it didn't dawn on me when I went to the 24 karat gold, but when I watched the DVD or the show in the theater, I realized she cut out a verse out of Edge of 17.
Oh, I know.
Destroys it.
Yes. And I was
Destroys
like,
it.
What?
Yeah, that was in the concert too. The actual concert.
Yeah, but when you're there in the show and in the moment, you're like, yeah, awesome.
Yeah,
And
that's when she does the Edge of 17 growl.
Oh yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's gone.
So I mean, there's some of that there is just some of that lackluster. Rhiannon on this one is like the single version. I've gotten so used to hearing the 7-10 minute version. It's just so but yeah, so to me there's some detractions. Yes, Moonlight I think is fantastic. That was just knock your socks off sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it.
So I mean that was just wow.
I actually like the version of If Anyone Falls on here.
So I mean, therein is, and then you have Crying in the Night, which unless you've been able to get a hold of one of those Buckingham Nicks, so it's really cool to hear it here.
I liked her version of New Orleans. I thought that was a good version.
Yeah.
I love New Orleans, so I'm glad to see it on here and get some love. So I mean, There's a couple things that are nice on this. So I can't dig it, but it's...
I do have to admit, I played it a lot more than I expected to. I did play it a lot.
So
what will she do next? What's next for Stevie Nicks? Oh, Jim, go ahead.
Elton John.
Yeah.
The Elton John song.
Is it out or?
It's out. Yeah. Stolen Car.
Is
It's
it
on
good?
YouTube.
Is it
I don't
good?
like it.
Jim,
I'm not
Jim,
crazy
Jim's
about it.
playing.
Is it a harmony thing or?
It's a rock and roll song. I thought it was a Beth Orton song that's called Stolen Car, the remake, but I don't know who wrote this. I'm not crazy about it. You can find it on YouTube. Man,
Okay,
make
yeah,
your own
okay.
judgment. Yeah.
On the 24 karat, I mean, I just to study
This is
for
my
this,
vinyl.
I just
Mm.
well, I got the Amazon digital version. I think it's a good show. The story's kind of what makes it. Yeah, that I like that the Moonlight, that outfit.
Yeah.
It's really dramatic, and they have that like snow coming and the wolves in the background.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty cinematic.
Yeah.
I mean, her voice is, she can't, I mean, she was 68 at the time doing it. She sings well for her age all the way through. I mean, she compensates. She does this really soft elder voice now, and a lot of her stuff that, I mean, it's of her age, and it's very presentable. It works, you know. I can't, and it's throughout the show. A softer, elder, and it's very pretty and very like, it's a knowing voice, and you know,
yeah.
it's, I mean, that's what she is now. I mean, she's like the elder, you know, and I mean that she can't do the departure from White Winged Dove to this is drastic, but it's still Stevie, and it's Stevie now, and she does what she does, and it's quite presentable. It's not embarrassing at all.
It's
and
not.
the band's really good in this. Who's that keyboard player? That organist? He's spectacular.
Ricky something.
Okay, yeah.
Ricky Peterson.
I mean, he looks like. I mean, he looks like. Yeah, and he's really good. And you know what? He's got his guitar tone. He's done something. I don't know, tuning wise. It's a little bit on a raspier or a little higher pitched. It's interesting. He's really changed his way his guitar sounds, and it's kind of fresh. You know, I just, that's something I see now. You know, Stevie and the girls, as usual, are really good, and you know, it's a good show. It's a good add-on for everything.
I will say, after all we've been through with the pandemic and social unrest,
yeah,
even on a personal level, all the artists we've lost in the last few years, like people I loved in the last 10 years, like I've lost Tina Marie. I love Tina Marie. Prince is gone. David Bowie. On and on.
Square
I mean, so many
biz,
people
baby.
are gone.
Square biz.
Yeah. So I remember sitting in the movie theater and being so happy that there's a new Stevie Nicks movie out, and that there's a bunch of people in there. Just to still have her with us, even though her voice might not be as good as it was. I was just so happy for that moment, because life was so hard at that time. To just have that moment with Stevie Nicks, I needed it, and it was a memory I'll just never forget. So I you know, Soundstage for me kind of came and went, but this was me getting back out of the house, afraid to go into a movie theater, but still going and just having a really great day with myself and Stevie Nicks. So her music has meant so much to me from the time I was 5 to this year. So that's my little 24 karat gold. It meant a lot to me to have that.
And this tour did really well too. I mean, there was a second leg. It was really in demand. She made a lot of money from this tour. I think it was her most successful in her life.
Yeah,
tour-wise,
it's amazing.
And her, you know, her age, and it's, you know, it's not like she has a new record out. You know, good for her.
She's kind of like the storyteller Reba. I had never seen a Reba show, but I imagine Reba kind of doing this sort of thing.
I love that you've never seen a Reba show.
Well, I mean, I've seen like her. I might have seen her live, you know, clips and they're here and there, but she's kind of like that storyteller person. But you know, her band's always kicked ass. The difference between this and Soundstage, this is a little bit more arena rock kicked up in a way. That the Soundstage more a PBS, you know,
Low key.
for that audience. So
I feel like the Stevie Nicks we have today is so like I'm also a huge Madonna fan, and you know, ageism is a big part of the conversation of being a Madonna fan. Whether you love or hate what she's doing now, people are very divided, and even I'm divided sometimes. But I feel like I love who Stevie Nicks is now. I have a lot of respect for her. I think she's kind of standing on top of the mountain. She's not afraid to show her age and kind of be a mentor to these younger people, and I think it's awesome. And she's just as Stevie now as she ever was. I feel like to me, she feels as authentic. It's a different, older Stevie, but I don't feel like there's any artifice there. I feel like as connected as I ever did. How do you guys feel?
I mean, you look at the set list. She was pulling from the last 2 albums. I mean, there is no cover on this.
Right.
So, I mean, whereas Soundstage, you had Crash Into Me, and I mean, there is none of this. This is all her material.
Okay.
That's a plus.
Yeah. And she definitely
Sounds
felt
like it
really
wasn't
invested.
Yeah.
I feel when she was doing 24 Karat Gold, like she was thrilled to be out there doing these songs. Like for her to stand on stage and sing If You Were My Love live, like I feel like she's always wanted to do that, and she got to do all these songs finally.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if she was really surprised to see how much everybody knew the songs, because I know in bootleg she always said, well, I can only do 3 new songs or 4 new songs because nobody knows them. So she did quite a number of them.
And not everyone got up and got a drink when she did those songs. People stayed in their seats and paid attention. Jim.
She really sold.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Ahead, Jim.
I like the Wild Heart Belladonna, you know, that little pairing. Yeah, that's really good. It's nice to just have, because those are terrific on a record, but she's quite represent. I mean, she changes how she does them somewhat.
Jim,
But
why can't she just do Belladonna one night in Omaha and then in Lincoln the next night do the Wild Heart? Why do we have to split the songs up?
See, I like the medley. I enjoyed the medley.
2 shows. Then I go see 2 shows.
Would you do Rock a Little, Come On Lily on the 3rd night?
What?
So would you do Rock a Little, Go Ahead Lily on the 3rd night?
Followed by Alice.
And then Alice after that.
And then,
Street Angel.
Now you're living in La La Land, but
Oh, goodness.
it's a fun place.
You know what she has to do? She has to really sell the song. I mean, nobody, unless you're a big fan, knows Moonlight, let's be honest. But she sold the song to people who didn't know what the song was and would have gone to the bathroom. But, you know, they sat there and just sat there and, you know, were mesmerized by you know, her.
Yep.
Mesmerized by her singing and the backdrop with the wolves like Twilight and the fur coat and everything.
You could hear a pin drop in that arena.
Yes. Yeah. People love it. People who that don't know the song loved it.
So tell me this though, when Soundstage came out, you know, that was an era where she was doing cover versions. Did you ever imagine that 10 years later you'd be hearing Lady from the Mountain as a finished song in an arena, hearing a pin drop?
No.
Like never.
Yeah.
No.
So think there's another chapter, you guys? Think there's another chapter or no?
Yeah, I do.
You know, I just wish would have taken his time during this lull to record. I mean, you know, do a 24 Karat Gold Part 2.
That's a fun game that I like to play with myself in my head sometimes is the songs. I can come up with like 12 or 13 if I really try. I have to struggle past 7 or 8 songs, you know what I'm saying?
See,
songs are out there like Julia and the City of Hope.
Julia's a favorite, yeah.
And others.
I feel like most of the strong stuff went on the first collection. I don't know if I can think of a full album's worth of Volume 2 that I'd want.
Well, it's easy if you try.
I liked Joan of Arc. I know you guys didn't love it, but I like it.
Oh, I like Joan of Arc very much.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Well, it could be like Mabel Normand, which I hated, which most of us hated as a demo, but it came out fantastic, which most of us liked as a studio track.
Yeah, you never know.
Yep.
Maybe
Oh,
Dial the
no.
Number. Dial the Number might be the best. Might be our favorite song in a few years.
Or she does her Rhiannon stuff, like, you know, the stuff people think are Rhiannon-ish, like Mistaken Love, The Forest of the Black Roses, the
Right.
Three Birds of Rhiannon.
Sanctuary.
Or she finally finishes the Goldfish and the Ladybug cartoon.
That too. And her Rhiannon movie and her autobiography, et cetera, et cetera. The stuff she's been talking about since the 80s, 40 years ago.
So I know we don't all agree on this one, but I do consider 24 Karat Gold Tour an essential piece of Stevie's story and catalog.
Yeah. I think the non-fans will like it too.
You right again about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we did it. We went from Belladonna to Wild Heart to Rock Little, Other Side of the Mirror, Street Angel, Trouble in Shangri-La, In Your Dreams, 24 Karat Gold, and then the compilations. Did I miss anything?
No.
This is my first Phonogenics complete series.
Yay, we're done with it.
Because I also did Joni Mitchell, Madonna, and Prince, and they have longer discographies, so they're lasting a little bit longer. But I propose that we all meet again next year to start talking about some of the Fleetwood Mac albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think I need? Go ahead, Jim.
We're gonna have withdrawals. I'm gonna have withdrawals on this.
Oh, we'll be back. We'll be back together after the holidays. Do you think I need to find a super Lindsay fan and a super Christine fan to add to the mix?
I think it's a fun idea. And it shouldn't be hard. You just have to post one little thread and you get one of them people on there. Are we still recording? You get one of them people ledge.
But I'm just gonna add 2 more people. I just want 2 more. We're not gonna have
Can we talk for a quick second after this is over?
Yeah, I'll pause it. Okay, so let's end the series.
Yeah.
I want everyone to go through and say what their Desert Island Stevie Nicks album is. If you could take one Stevie Nicks album with you.
Oh gosh.
I know it's hard.
Wild Heart.
Wild Heart for Roland. I think for me it's Trouble in Shangri-La.
If I say Enchanted, do I get to take all 3 discs?
That's kind of,
Yes, that's a set. It's a
That's
set. Yes.
cheating.
that's kind of cheating. That's kind of cheating. But
Is that cheating?
Okay, so you
Oh,
made
that's
regular
cheating.
albums.
Well, fuck me running. Okay. I'm just kidding. I would 24 Karat Gold. Can I take
okay,
that?
yeah.
I'll take Crystal Visions. I'll take Crystal Visions.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, no, you I'll take that.
Jim.
I'll take In Your Dreams.
Oh. All right, we have Stephen and Alicia left.
It's
I'm
solid.
with Jim.
In Your Dreams?
In Your Dreams, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Just great
I
work.
still play it. That's why. Like
I do love that album.
20 years from now, that might be different. But
Yeah. It'll be back to Belladonna.
And Alicia, my Waddy Wachtel, with me from the very, very beginning.
Very good,
What
Jim.
Stevie Nicks
Back
album
to
would you take to the desert island with you?
Well, it's down to 2. It's either Belladonna or In Your Dreams, because those are the 2 that get played on a regular basis. So it's almost like I almost say In Your Dreams, but that's what I'm enjoying right now. But
Wow.
it's one of those 2. It would definitely. So that's why I'm quiet, because I'm over here going.
3 votes for In Your Dreams. It was an amazing album.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's do the negative. Which Stevie Nicks album would you leave behind if you had to?
would you what?
Would you leave behind?
Oh.
I think for me it'd be, believe it or not, Wild Heart.
Oh.
It's a favorite.
I only like
Where's the reason, Jeremy? Where is the reason?
I love it like half of it, but there's half of it I don't love.
I would leave this out, but if we're not allowed to count this one, it'll be Street Angel.
Autograph.
Street Angel. Not everyone has to answer this one. If you...
Choice.
Well, I would probably say The Other Side of the Mirror. It for me, it's just such a dark album.
Yeah.
I mean, really, really heavy album. You really get into it. That's a really good depressed album.
Okay, I think
24 karat gold.
Oh yeah.
See ya.
You didn't even join that discussion. All right, Jim.
Rock a Little. I mean, it's important. It's important for me, but she was a friggin' mess in several ways.
So it goes to show we all have our favorites and our least favorites, and that's what makes our panel so awesome.
Goes to show.
All right. Well, until we meet again, we're going to keep talking for a minute after I hit pause. But thank you all so much for walking through Stevie Nicks' entire recorded catalog with me. It's really been a journey. Because like from Belladonna was almost a year ago, right, Alicia?
Yeah, we started in January.
Yeah, so I'd really I really will fly somewhere to meet you guys for a Stevie Nicks concert. I think that would be one of the best things in the world.
That'd be crazy stuff.
Let's go to Vegas.
All right, well, I'm going to pause. Thanks to all the YouTube subscribers, all the Patreon donators, and all the friends I've made through the music of Stevie Nicks. And most of all, thank you to Stevie Nicks for really being the soundtrack, one of the most important soundtracks of my life. I think my life would not be what it was without the music of Stevie Nicks. So until we meet again.